Welcome to the Bob and Tam Show today.
We're in a very quiet place
We don't
today.
have to be that quiet. But where we're at today is we're over here at the Hotel Sturgis, across the street from the Oasis Bar, right here on Main Street. If you're anywhere near us, come on by. It's at the coffee shop. It's air conditioned. It's about 98 degrees outside here in Sturgis. So we're just looking for a place to be a little cooler and not have any trouble with the phone today like we did a couple weeks ago when it was so warm. So we're pushing close to 100, and that was kind of what they expected today. We're supposed to cool down maybe by, she was saying Tuesday. But one of the things we just wanted to let anybody know that's new to be checking out our channel is that we cover motorcycle rallies. That's what we're all about. We're here in Sturgis this already. We've been here almost 4 weeks.
I guess it's June 10th.
So we've almost, probably been a little over 4 weeks already.
It's been at least a
And
month.
we put a video out every single day giving you great information on what's going on at motorcycle rallies. And so here we're in Sturgis and we're just giving you all the best information. So you need to subscribe, hit that bell so you hear all the latest news every single day. Only day we don't put something out right now is on Saturday. And that could change as we get closer to the rally. We may be doing a couple lives for a week. We typically do a live every Sunday during rally time. We're looking to maybe do possibly 2 or 3 lives a day versus putting videos out just once a day. So just give you a little heads up with that. We got some great stuff to tell you today about some of the things that are going on and happening here in Sturgis. One of the things I don't want to forget is if you're here on July 31st, that's a Wednesday, we're going to be riding with the Chief of Sturgis. You can go to the City of Sturgis Facebook page and you can sign up. He's already got, as when we talked about, we got a video coming out Monday on him. When we talked to him last week, he told us he already had a record-breaking crowd of over 50 people going to be riding with him. We're going to go out and have a lunch too, going out to Wyatt's Lemonade Stand. Going to have a great ride. He actually says there's 2 other great places we're going to stop at and check out something unique. So that'll be kind of neat. And it's a 3rd annual ride for him. That's the only rides we're going to do in the city. The city also has 2 other rides that you can see there if you're in during the rally. They have Pearl Hoyle, Pappy Hoyle's wife. They've got a ride with that women's ride you guys are having. Also, they're having a ride with the mayor. They have a fill-in mayor right now. They're doing a ride with her. All the money that on 3 of these rides all goes to a local charity. So that's kind of great. And a lot of it goes to like the policeman's ride goes, the chief goes to a kids organization, which is really great. So we want to just say a little bit about that. The other thing we want to talk about too is if you watched the video the other day, they're they're having a giveaway for a I think it's 2015 Harley Davidson that is a police bike. It comes all set up, it's all ready to go. You have to check with your municipalities to see what you can do and what you can't. In South Dakota, he says you can ride it, just can't turn the lights on. So he's got one, which you're going to see. He's actually got his license plate says not a cop. I think it's what he told me his license plate says if anybody comes up on him. I've seen other bikes like that they took off like the C and put a Z, and so they could say it's not definitely a police bike. So we're going to try to enter that. It's $25 a ticket or 5 for 100. Is that what it is?
No, 3 for 50 or 6 for 100.
Okay. So we're going to do the 6 for 100. And so we're going to enter that contest. Maybe we'll rent a police bike to have something to play with, bring it out to Sturgis and ride around. So that's another thing we want to talk about. We're going to be coming up real soon. Next week, hopefully, we'll have some videos on some of the bike shows. We've sat down with the Buffalo Chip. Somebody's going to have their bike in the Evo show, which is on Monday at the Chip. All the bike shows that are at the Buffalo Chip are free to get into. Most of them are all up at the crossroads, or if they're down at Camp Zero, you can still get in free to see the shows. A couple of the shows do cost to get to your bike. I think the Rat Hole's one, and there might be one other one, but we'll talk about that. We have a video that we're going to come out and show you all the different great bike shows that they have there. Also, another big event that we're going to be involved with this year is the first Saturday, Sasha's Garage down here. He's very popular with the locals, and a lot of people know him. We're working with him to be there part of the day with him on Saturday because there's lots of things going on this first weekend. So we got to get her. She's kind of looking at some of the schedules of things we're going to be doing.
Let you know where we're at so we can meet up with you guys.
And so that'd be pretty neat. Also supposed to be there is if you would like to meet some of the executives from Harley Davidson corporate, they're supposed to show up during the day. So we'll have to see how that all turns out. If it comes out here, I gotta put my videos here on Facebook. There's one. Let me go to the other one. Get that done. Get on this one.
So Grandpa Cracker says you're early, and that's what Cece said. He says, how can I be on time if you guys jump in early? And Happy Life says, I live here. It's my 50th. So your 50th year you've lived here, or your 50th birthday? So that's Happy Life. So they must be somewhere close by here. Chuck Hand said, tried to catch you guys today at the Harley. Guess you didn't go there today. We were at the Harley in Sturgis. I
Now,
don't
the
think
dealership, I don't think is open on Sunday.
yeah.
No, I know.
Direct.
I know it's not because
We saw one of the parts
yeah,
guys here.
one of our parts guys that watches our channel. He was the reason we came on early is we got a bad feeling that they gave us permission to. We called the owner here to see if we could set up in here, and he told us we could. And but we had a feeling it might close right at 6, and so we just want to make sure that we don't
Jones.
don't have to cut it our 2 hours short. That way we're out for the whole time. Plus, we've been sitting here for like 20 minutes waiting. We've been killing all morning. We've been kind of killing. I got a video. I got my Tuesday done. So Monday is the police chief. Tuesday's video is another highlight. We got Gas Monkey's got their signs up. You get to see that on Tuesday's video. I got a bunch of neat other stuff. We went to Deadwood and went out to
Hewlett.
well, that's not on that video. We went to Full Throttle Saloon. Show you what they've got updated there. They're almost done.
We've been all over, so I don't know what he's talking about.
So I'm working on right now. We did Hewlett. We went out to Hewlett yesterday, and just kind of give you a heads up. We kind of went out to just kind of show you that ride. We're looking to do that ride on Wednesday. If any of you want to ride with us during the week, during the Sturgis rally, that Wednesday, we're going to be leaving somewhere around, I'm thinking now we need to leave around 11 from Deadwood. We're going to be leaving from the convention center there in Deadwood. Leave from there.
I think it's called the Deadwood Lodge.
And leave from there and go to Hewlett. And on the way, we'll stop at Stonehouse. We'll stop at, what's the town? Aladdin. We'll check that out. And then we'll end up in Hewlett. We'll check out Hewlett. We'll hang around there, maybe eat lunch in Hewlett, have a late lunch. And then we'll go over to the big thing. No, the big thing. The rock coming out of the ground.
Oh, Devil's Tower.
We'll go over to Devil's Tower, and depending on what you guys want to do, we can do like the video we just did yesterday. Was we just stopped at the gift shop, get some shots. It's been, since it's been so hot, it's really hazy. You don't really get good shots. I'm going to try to see if I got. That's why I didn't do that video yet, because I want to see if I can find my video from 2 years ago and put some of that riding out there where because you can see it. Before you ever get to Hewlett, you can see it.
You're about 20 miles outside because I had the GPS program for Hewlett. It said we were 10 miles away. So when you go around this one curve and you're up on top of a mountain and you start to come down, you can kind of see it. So it's Devil's Tower is 10 miles from Hewlett, and we were 10 miles outside of Hewlett. So it's 20 miles away, and you could see Devil's Tower.
But it was just because of the hot and hazy here. Today is still hot and hazy. We had a little bit of a fire over here yesterday. In the Black Hills, not too far from here. I think about exit 34 or 37, they said it was. I didn't see any of it. The people in the campground were talking about it. I think it got put out pretty quick. I didn't see it.
It said it was on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah, but it was on our side on the Kathmandu side, not Sturgis side.
It was the south side of the 90, but on the other side of that mountain.
But we had some lightning and stuff the other night, and somebody said they thought maybe that might have started it.
Yeah.
Don't know.
They were taking actually water from Bear Butte Lake and taking it over.
Oh, that's in that too.
To get rid
you want to know a place you can camp for $11.67
a night?
We're going to show you that in tomorrow's video.
There you go.
Our Tuesday's video it is. And
so this is just a chocolate frappe. Is that what they call it? I don't like coffee, so it's pretty much just a chocolate shake. But it's good. No coffee.
Yeah, we're not big coffee drinkers. Never are, never have. And so I went over to Emma's because I was killing time. I had a root beer float over there, and she didn't get an ice cream. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And she goes, oh, I'm planning on getting one of these later.
I see. I'm not trying to eat ice cream and drink one of these.
Tea. That's all I got. The bad news here about tea is most places only have fountain tea, and you got to watch. Some of them is really bad. You want to show you?
Do you know what this is? It's a chubby chipmunk chocolate, and I got that
Oh,
too.
yeah, you got the Deadwood actually where they
Well,
make them
they
at.
sell them here too. So if you want a chubby chocolate and you miss it in Deadwood, you can come here to the Hotel Sturgis and get some.
There you go. Just another choice.
There you go.
Who else is going to
Famous
bring you
Fingers
this?
is on.
Who else is going to bring you this great information? And we need a lot of you. If you get know people that are coming to Sturgis, help share our information to other people and say, hey, check us out. I know some of you do, because I do see it on some of the Facebook pages and stuff. But this year we're really it's starting out slow. The video yesterday is finally up to a little over 5,000 finally, and but all the other videos haven't been doing very well. And I thought by now people would be more up to it. Trying to see what's going on, what's happening. We've already had some great interviews and stuff already. We've still got a couple more to do. We're going to be doing one with a sale or something 160 Biker Chick's going to have next week. I don't know when that video is going to come up, maybe the following week. And then we got to go down to One Eye Jacks, talk to them.
Lauren.
Yep, Lauren from that's Monday. We're supposed to talk to her at the Indian dealer. We're going to go back out and talk to Mike again at the Harley Davidson dealer. We're working on doing some lives. What the goal is, if it all works out right, is pre-rally week, we're going to do what we normally do in a rally. We're going to run around all day long. We're going to show you all these great places to go and do during the rally. And then once the rally starts on Friday, we're going to switch over and start doing lives every day. So we'll be someplace else. Like the video the other day is also going to, Tuesday's video, we went over to the place that has the creek running behind it, across from Louise.
Oh, Boar's Nest.
Yeah, so went to Boar's Nest, talked to them again. We met them 2 years ago. They've done a bunch of cool stuff.
And Haley.
Yep, so we haven't got to eat there yet. We may eat during the rally or sometime between now and then. They're not officially open rally-wise till I think next week. I think Thursday or something. I think they open, and then they'll be open nonstop. And but it's pretty cool out there. They got a great place you can sit back in the woods and eat. And they've done a lot of fixing it up down there, especially if you want to sit along the creek there and put your feet in or whatever you want to do.
It's just really cool place.
And I miss a lot of the stuff that was there before. If you've never been there,
fixed it up a little bit more.
But it still was. It was more of a garage.
I know, but it seemed when we first went in, when the other people just bought it, and the guy that used to own it took a lot of the stuff out. It seemed a little bare, but I think they've slowly gotten some more things to put up. It doesn't look as bare as it did.
Well, you don't get to where you don't remember everything, because I remember just coming in, you had to walk underneath the lift, and there was a car up on top. I think it was an old truck or something, or a Model A was up on top.
On.
And that was on there. So that
I have to send you our itinerary.
So we ate at Lewis's again, burgers. We actually went with, who did we go eat with?
Hugh Winthrop.
So we've been meeting a lot of you guys, subscribers and friends and all that. You're all kind of one big boat. And meeting a bunch of you guys and doing some rides with. We've done, we actually just did a great ride, which we're not going to say what it is, but 2 great rides in the Sturgis area. And
I rode my own bike.
Yep. And took all day. Went to a place and had great lunch. We'll show you where that's at. Show you some great sights along the way, and then a good ride back. I'm almost done. It's already right now. I've got the first ride done, and it's over 30 minutes long.
So we don't really stop on the second ride.
Yeah.
The first ride we stopped a lot.
And so yeah, so it'll be a pretty neat ride. And actually, another YouTuber rode with us.
Staggers Live.
And he had never been on one of those roads. And I'm like, see, a lot of people don't know about that road. So he was going to take his wife on it this week, and then yesterday, and it was too darn hot for him. So he said, the heck with that. They came down and ate and hang around downtown, and they never made it out on the ride. So Tuesday, we're thinking about, she wants to go out to Custer and eat it where?
Oh, at the Purple Pie Shop. I think that's the name of it. We'll find out for sure what the name of that place is. But they're supposed to have chicken pot pie to die for, and then they said ice cream and pies. They got strawberry rhubarb pie. Her $27.99's on. He usually brings me one, but not sure if I'm going to get one this year. But I'm going to try it down there and see. And where were we at the other day? And they had strawberry rhubarb ice cream.
It's a place yesterday. I was in Deadwood.
Oh, you kept saying
at the ice cream place.
Oh yeah,
where the old Dairy Queen was at.
Yeah,
at rhubarb ice cream.
Strawberry rhubarb ice cream.
That's on there too. So we spent a little time in because we told you about a place where you could ride a bus, and we're going to show you where that place is, where you can get the bus and go up to the cemetery and all. It really wasn't too awful bad. I think it was, if you're a senior, it was like 24. If you're an adult, 26. But it's an hour-long tour. But it's just going up to the cemetery and seeing Calamity Jane and Wild Bill Hickok's graves, and also to see the viewing where you can see the city. It's just priceless. It's worth the money right there instead of walking. That's why I said last year, I said, or 2 years ago we did it. I said I would have paid over $20 just for the ride to walk around the cemetery. It's all hill.
24.
It's 24 for seniors, 26 for
Yeah.
everybody else.
And then 13 for kids. But I mean,
yeah, don't bring your kids.
Don't look good.
So we kind of did a little time down there, kind of
Not a good year for rhubarb.
We've had a lot of people ask about a certain restaurant in Deadwood, and so we wanted to go in there and show where that's at, so everybody could turn the phones down so it quit beeping, and so we could show people where that's at. I've had a lot of requests on Facebook and things like that for this. And if you have questions, you always put it down in any of our Facebook pages. I do read all the comments that come up on our Sturgis page and also on our Bob and Cam's one. Here, we look at the comments now, but if you want to put a regular comment for us to kind of more reply to it or remember something, you want to go into the regular comments and write, or send us an email and put something in there. Because
there's our email right there. So Bruce says he just rolled into town. So email us your info and we can swap out, and maybe we can
just come down here in the next hour and a half, and we'll be here at the Hotel California. And
Hotel California?
That's right. It's like Hotel California here. It's
got
a really cool room.
If we Tuesday, we're thinking about riding down to Custer. So if you want to go down to Custer with us and eat at the Purple Pie Shop.
Now, speaking of Custer, Highway 385 is open. We're not going to look at it yet because they're probably going to be doing some resurfacing and things like that on it. We've had a couple of our locals have already told us that it's a little rough for motorcycle riding. So I don't want to go down now and then next week you guys go, well, come on down there again, because it's a long ways down. You're almost to Custer. You're down pretty far. You're down by the lake where the dam's at, where the construction's at, that section is. So you're pretty far down. Like if you're up here around here, you're not going to hit any of that. You can go to Mount Rushmore and all that, and you're never going to hit that construction work. It's if you were down in Custer and you want to come back up this way.
And get to Deadwood the back way. Yeah. That's where you're going to run into trouble.
And so if you're coming from here and going to those places, you really aren't going to run into problems. So if you're scared, which I have one person that actually has a campground in between there, and that's what he was kind of concerned about, is he going to be able to get in and out of there. So like I say, we're going to wait probably, because we got where we're at right now is we're at 19 days to opening day for the Sturgis Bike Week, August 2nd. And if we're waiting for the 27th, it is
July 27th is 14 days.
There you go. So probably in the next, I'm going to say 7 to 10 days, we'll go down and check out 385. I just don't want to do it too soon because I know a lot of you, if I show it to you and then you get here and go, well, wasn't that bad as you showed it? Because I plan on going down there on the bike, and I'll ride it and tell you how it is for riding a motorcycle. But the bad news is, which we found out a couple years ago, I met a guy that broke his leg out on Mead Road out there. It's Mead Road, right? That was called
Mead Road, Mead.
Next up, Mead Way.
Fort Meade Way.
Yeah, Fort Meade Way. Someone runs along the Buffalo Ship. Well, he was coming from Rapid City, and his Google took him that back way, out by kickstands and going back way. Well, he got on all that. If you're not used to riding on that style of gravel, because that can get slick if it gets wet and they water it down, things like that. Well, he lost control of his bike, broke his leg. He was broke for the whole rally. He was limping around, and I think his wife had to come down with a car and pick him up. I don't know where they were from, but that's why I said, he says, I've never run on rocks before. And so when he got on it, he panicked and lost his bike and broke his leg.
Well, you got to be careful too if they spread that magnesium.
And you got to just be careful because
it's wet.
The semis are running 55 miles an hour on there. The speed limit's like 35 to 45. And then now it's actually, which I've never seen any cops on that road, but that doesn't mean they won't come on there. But it's if you're coming from kickstands, the 35 now kicks way up early, way before. It used to go all the way down that hill. And when you went down that last hill before you go up to the Buffalo Chip, it dropped to 35. Now it's probably another mile or so back. It's dropping to 35. And then we're going the other way, which I think it's always been that way. It drops down to like 25 where those houses are at, right before you make that last right turn to head down the kickstands. So there you go for just a little bit of that. The other thing that I wanted to tell you too is this is a big if. We need to start putting this on videos. If you're staying at the Buffalo Chip, the entrances are going to change this year.
Drastically.
Once again, entrances are going to change this year. If you go in the wrong gate, they're going to send you around to the other side of the park. So we're going to do a video. We're going to do a couple videos on this and repost it a couple different times before rally starts. Hopefully next week we'll be able to get out there. We're going out there Monday, and hopefully we can get the actual groups. But what's happening now is they're opening the back gate,
East Gate,
for RVs, but it's only for certain group can come through there. I'm assuming like Progressive 40. That's going to come through the back gate, but you have to know how to get there. You don't go down the Alkali Road. You're going to be going the wrong way. They actually made another road down there behind the Buffalo Chip, the main road going through behind it. They've made another road on the side of that. You have to come in a different way to get to that road. We take that shortcut all the time. That's so how we always would when we go to the Buffalo Chip and we're coming from kickstands. We come in that back way. We will show you that back way. We will show you how to line up. We're going to show you the box you're going to go to show your information. So you won't even go to the front to get your wristbands or anything. It's all going to be in the back. Now, if you're up in the front area, which we're going to give you those sections, it'll be up there, you're still going to come in just like you always did. So if you're coming on a motorcycle, you got a tent, you're going to come in the front. If you got an RV and we're figuring, we're not going to give a bunch of things, but we're figuring like Deep Lake, probably Penske Park, probably the back 40 for sure. Those ones in the back part of the park is probably going to come in
the East Gate.
Yeah,
instead of the West Gate.
So we'll show you where all those gates are at. We'll explain to you which way you come in, because if you come in the wrong way, they're probably going to make you check in and they're going to send you out the side gate. And you're going to have to drive all the way back around. You're going to have to get back in line to get escorted to your spot. This is something new. I think it's a great idea. When Rod told us about it and showed it to us a month ago, I said, that's great, because that's one of the problems they've had is it's so slow getting in, especially on the Friday opening day. It is so hard to get in. Once again, if you're coming, if you can get here early, you can get here Wednesday or Thursday, you can pay extra and stay the extra nights, and you're not sitting in traffic. That's what we do. We've done that for quite a while. We've never come in on the Friday. Heck, it's been backed out on the highway out there. People trying to get in with RVs. People start lining up the night before. Around 7 o'clock, they start lining up. And so if you come the day before, Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday, or even you come as early as you want, you just have to pay for that additional time for coming in. If you got a tent, you want to save some spots, you want to get a tent, you want to get a shaded spot, get your butt there early in the week, and you can get in. Like for instance, this next weekend coming up, we're going to have Adventure Bike Week. Now, you can't get in here that early. If you come that early, you're going to have to spend several $100s to spend for that 3 days. But it comes with food and all kinds of great stuff that they do. But that's Adventure Bike Week. That's coming up. But after that's over on Sunday, that next Monday, you can pretty much call the chip up and say, hey, how much is it for me to have my tent? And I want to stay 3 weeks at the rally. And if you already got your pre-rally pass already bought, wristband for free camping, then you're already set. You just have to pay for those additional nights. And if you've got an electric spot, it's just whatever they charge you for the electric spot. So that's a smart move. And we see people that will start rolling. Actually, at Kathmandu, we've already got 3 RVs have already pulled in for the rally. They're already in there. They're all set up. They're ready to go. We have other trailers there, but they were just there for the weeks and stuff like that before the rally. They were gone.
Some of them were there helping out, get everything set up, helping them out there.
So lots of stuff going on. I'll be thinking pretty soon. We should have made a list. So there's a lot of things we wanted to tell you about. There's a lot of other rides going on. Pappy Hoyle has a Pappy Hoyle ride in the middle of the week. Some of these rides get kind of expensive. I'm seeing some because Chief's ride is $55 per person. You can either ride 2 bikes or you could ride up, double up. It's still $55. Give you a free T-shirt and you get a lunch. So she decided she didn't want to ride. She's going to do the filming instead. And we're going to be up there by the Chief and get there early and sign up. Sign up is now. You sign up online. You go to the City of Sturgis Facebook page and you look down until you see the Chiefs ride. And we're going to line up behind the Civic Center over here where Harley Davidson booths that usually at. Right behind that's that big building. Behind that, there's some tennis courts, and we're going to line up back there. So that'll be kind of neat. We're doing that. She's thinking about doing the Bells ride. That's on Tuesday of the rally. That's going
to be a busy day.
That's going to meet out in
Deadwood,
and it's going to end up here at the Chip and out in the front of the Crossroads. All that's free out front. They have a ladies' appreciation day. They have a lot of training that they give the ladies. They've got an auction, all kinds of stuff, bike show. So it's kind of neat. Men can ride in this too. Men are more than welcome to ride. You can also pay ahead. If you'd like to support some of the ladies that maybe can't afford to ride, you can pay ahead and get them in there. Karen Davis is going to be riding. Is one of the Davidson is going to be one of the people that are going to be one of the
Shelley
chairs.
Rossmeyer.
Shelley Rossmeyer is going to be there. Tam's going to be there probably. And I'm probably thinking I'm not going to ride. I want to kind of get them when they leave. I'm going to probably go out to Deadwood and get them when they leave, and then I'm going to hop, skip around and get back before they do and film them as they come in. That's probably what I'm going to do. They've also got the Rusty Wallace ride. That's a cool one. That's leaving from Deadwood and coming back to Deadwood. So that's kind of a neat ride. We've got the this year,
ride.
The Legends ride is totally changed. First, I thought it was going to be really screwed up, but now it sounds pretty cool. But they're going to leave from Belle Fourche, right out there at the center of the continent. They're going to be leaving from there. They're actually going out Monday to find out how they're going to close the streets down. But they're going to have the breakfast and all that, or I guess it's a lunch. It starts at 1 or 2. The lunch is going to be out there at the Branding Iron out in Belle Fourche. That's where they're going to have the lunch at, which is an additional cost. And then they'll have the ride, and they'll come back here to the Buffalo Chip around the back. You'll get to come in. You don't need wristbands for it. And then you can pay for another dinner there. They're having a dinner there. It's not cheap. It's like $3.50. But once again, all the money goes to charity.
Yeah.
So those are 3 great rides, which we're going to have more information coming from the 3 people that are in charge. Rod is going to be telling you about the Legends ride. Then we've got Tony, which is Rod's daughter. She's going to tell you about the Bells ride. That's her baby. And then in the end, we've got Cody is going to be, because we don't have Rusty Wallace ain't in town yet. So we had to get Cody, which is in charge of the marketing. He's our main contact person, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the Rusty Wallace. He's going to have a bike.
Bus.
What?
Or is that just a
That's an old hippie bus. Jesse, somebody.
Lucky? Oh, he's going to be somewhere. I saw him playing somewhere.
Is that he's going to be at the? They're going to band tonight at the.
Oh, maybe.
Knuckle.
Yeah.
Knuckle has band.
That might be him. I saw that name.
If you're here really early, I think it's 25th. But you keep saying I'm going to go down there and look and see how much tickets are again. Little Texas is playing. It's like
I'd like to go see that.
It's like $25 a person.
That's not bad.
And then it's the I think for a standing room, for sitting room, I think it was only like 35.
30 or 35.
So I have to look and see if they're still sitting, because she couldn't stand that long. You could sit across the street at that One Eye Jack's and tell them to turn the music off. You could hear it from there. So, but it'd be kind of neat. So we might do that. But there's a lot of really great things. And there's a whole lot of other rides. Neil, he's not on right now, I don't think. But he's actually traveled. He went to Idaho. He's going to be back here in a week or so. And he was telling us that out at the Air Force Base, Ellsworth has a ride out there that they do. That what they do first is they let you go down the runway about halfway, and they usually let you take a picture of you or your bike, or just your bike or whatever, in front of like a B-52 bomber. You can take a picture in front of that. Just be kind of neat. And I think he said that was free for that ride, but I'm not sure. And then afterwards, they line up and they go for a long ride through the Black Hills. I'm not sure where it ends up at, but I've seen some other rides that are going on by other towns. They've got other rides and stuff going on. Some of this we'll get access to, and we'll let you know where they're at. Other ones, we don't have any access, so we're not telling you anything about them because we don't have anything. Iron Horse, we don't have any connection there right now. Steve usually always takes care of us. He's not there. We've been putting the flyers up on the Sturgis page. You can see that. We'll talk about some of the bike shows that are going to go on there and things like that. Some of the bands they've got. I think pretty much everybody's got their bands. Well, they got some rapper guy that's playing Saturday night at the Knuckle, and they think it's going to be the ultimate party. When I Googled this guy, he's got one song. I've never heard of this song. It's like, I don't know.
Never heard of the guy.
Yeah, I haven't heard of the guy either.
If he's from the 90s, that's when we DJ'd. So.
I don't know. He's got a really weird, it's like it's not RNC, DNC, which is out at the Chip during Jackal Night that he's out there. But he's always
Full
out there.
Throttle.
Yeah, Full Throttle is out there. I mean, this year, there's a lot of one-hit wonders that are out here right now. Like the Chip's got that Sasha. She's got Sansa or Sam, whatever her name is. She's got one country song that's kind of big. They're going to have that girl that sings, got that girl that sings X's and O's. She's going to be over at the Iron Horse. She's got kind of a one-hit wonder. The Knuckles got a country band coming on. He's got 1 or 2 well-known songs. So it's a lot of this, you know, and they got Kentucky Headhunters, I think, are on Friday night or Saturday night over at Full Throttle Saloon. So to me, it's just kind of a week
concert series.
Concerts. Now, if you're in there, there's new people coming out, that's great. I mean, there's some older ones too. They got Buck Cherry, I think, is playing in one of the places,
I
and
haven't seen
Saliva's playing. I think it's Buffalo Chips advertising Buck Cherry or something.
I don't know.
And Saliva's playing. They got what's the band they stole from the Knuckle?
Quite right.
Quiet Riot is playing out at the Chip. Jackal's going to play. You know, they always play on Thursday nights. They're going to have the rodeo out there now. Haven't found out for sure, but it really looks like the Full Throttle is going to charge you for all the concerts out back. We seen the sign the other day that says on one of the garage doors, "Do you have your wristband?" So
Let us see your wristband or something like that.
So he's saying right now on his Facebook page, the shows inside the saloon are free. He's not saying nothing about the outside ones. I already seen that he says that the bull riding on Saturday is $25. So we never did give away our bracelets for Pappy Hoyle. We're going to keep them now because that should get us in all the concerts if we want to go out here.
Because the last night is also the rodeo, and I said, so with our passes, is that going to get us in to see the rodeo? Because that's $25 to get in there.
It should, because Pappy Hoyle, if you had Pappy Hoyle, it always got you in. Now, what they're doing now is they're doing the same thing the Chip's starting to do. There's going to be different sections you have to pay to get in. So the Full Throttle Saloon has got a general admission, which I'm thinking is going to be underneath those 10 things.
Overhangs.
I'm thinking from the bridges on, it's going to cost you to get in. That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, we haven't.
Did I not say that a couple weeks ago on the video?
So we're going to have to check with Michael.
Okay, so Chuck Hand says if you do the Ellsworth ride out of the Air Force Base, to get on the base, you have to have all the safety precautions. You have to have a helmet,
Boots.
full finger gloves, long sleeves, and eye protection.
That's true. I've heard that before. You're right.
Because when we went through,
we just went to the museum and they let us in.
No, but I mean, when we went through that Army base.
Yeah, but out there was when we in California, we got to where they from the 101 to the 1. There's a area where they practice bombing, shooting stuff, and all kinds of stuff. It's a
they weren't doing it today.
I forget what they call it. There's a bunch of stuff all blown up, and you had to show artillery base, and you had to show your driver's license. You had to show insurance. Now we always had helmets on because in California you have to wear a helmet anyway, but they didn't require you to have gloves on. Full finger gloves, but I have heard that I've heard that in the past that they're very, very picky out there to get on the base. You have to where there's even guys out there that live out there that they don't even ride their motorcycle because it's such a hassle getting on and off the base with their motorcycle. So yes, I've heard that. So I don't know.
They say you're only as old as you feel, right? They're all telling how old they are.
So we're probably not going to go out there and do that ride. It's just too far for us to go out. Right now, that's like I say, we're only looking at the Legends ride. We're not going to do that. Same thing. I'm going to go out there probably and film the beginning of it. We'll probably be out there for that. We'll bust butt and get back here and film when they come back. They've got a bike there.
I think you'll do that for the Legends ride. That's on Wednesday, isn't it? You'll be in Deadwood Wednesday morning.
Maybe we'll be doing the Legends ride. Don't know. In that case, maybe Mike will be doing the Legends ride. Mike's going to be covering Mike that got married last year. He's going to be our full-time video person for the Buffalo Chip for things that we miss. And some of the rides and stuff he'll be going out on. He's also going to be doing, we have our sponsor, which is our first sponsor, which is Camp Easy Ride. He's actually going to be staying over there with them and filming a lot of their stuff because we need some stuff for commercials. We did one the other day. We met, Marcus was out here and he's now got a really big compound. So we're going to be filming some stuff there that you'll see later on in the year for next year. And so that'd be pretty exciting. And then Mike's going to be there and he'll be picking up things that we can't pick up because that's one thing people say, why aren't you at the Chip this year? That's the problem with the Chip. There is too much stuff going on. There, they got a bike show every day. Some days they have 2 bike shows going on during the day. So it's just very hectic, a lot of things going on. And now it's just like Saturday. We got so much stuff to do on that first Saturday. It's ridiculous. Same thing with Wednesday. We're covering the
Breakfast Induction Hall of Fame.
Yep, we're going to be covering that. And so we probably won't get a lot of the ceremony. We'll do a lot of interviews and stuff like that. And we'll have that'll all show up after the rally. What we're going to do this year is a lot of the stuff that happens during the rally, you're not going to see till after the rally. This doesn't do much good to show you stuff that's already happened. So, but that's why I said the pre-rally week from the 27th to the 2nd, we're going to be out showing you all this great stuff. There's so much stuff we haven't been able to do. We haven't been out the Moonshine Gulch. We haven't. There's just so much different places we haven't made. Stonehouse, they're not open yet. We drove by there yesterday. Thought on Saturday we caught up with them before.
And we thought they'd be like getting stuff ready.
Yep, we've
There
seen her a
was
couple years
nobody
ago.
out there.
We've seen her on We've seen her on a weekday that she was out there working on stuff, and we
Okay.
talked to her a little bit. I don't think she went on camera, but I think maybe she did. I don't remember. It's been so long ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we caught her out there. And but this time the gate was even locked. We couldn't even. I thought maybe we could just pull in and kind of give you some shots. So all we could do is get a shot of going down the highway, showing you where it's at, and
Just not names.
yeah.
They said you're good at bringing up stuff off of the cuff,
Mhm.
places and things. I said, yeah, just not names.
Well, it's pretty good for me to remember things that we do, places to go, things to see. It's just, so it is. I've always been awful with names. It's just, I don't know why. I've always been that way. When we travel, I don't have too much trouble remembering where we've been or where we went or something like that. But
Yes, Wednesday we will be doing the ham jam. So we're going to do, if anybody wants to go with us, we're going to meet in Deadwood. We'll probably leave around 11ish from Deadwood Lodge because we're going to do the Hall of Fame breakfast. We're going to do,
and if we can
Ham jam.
find out how many people's going, I'm thinking about calling him and see if he'll save us some parking spots and put some cones out there for us. So we're going to be coming in after 12. And
we
because
usually get out there around 10.
yeah, usually we get up there early in the morning, but with covering the church,
Breakfast.
which it is, and we got other. Oh, Saturday's also the day we're supposed to go to the hamsters. That's the other thing that's going on.
Oh, Saturday night.
Saturday night is the hamsters party that they have. Once again, it's a once in a lifetime thing that we can cover, and so we got a lot of things to do. So.
And then Tuesday, I think it's going to be busy because if we do the Bikers Bell Ride, and then Sasha's going to have his Sportster show. I want to stop by there because he says, I show up, he'll give me a participation trophy. Because I know I'm probably not going to win anything, but it'd be cool to have a
She
participation
almost bought a
trophy.
different sports shirt this week.
Close.
But still might. Don't know. We'll get some touch of paint for hers. I was going to do that this morning. We didn't get around to doing that. I forgot about it. Have you
Been
read the
working
whole
on
package?
his video.
Yeah.
And I got to sleep in. And so then after that, then we want to be down here Tuesday for the flyover. So Tuesday is going to be a hectic day. So I think the whole
Lots of
rally is going
things.
to be kind of hectic.
Lots of things that we want to cover that we've never gotten to do before. We have another guy coming in for Topless Tuesday again. He's going to come in again. We'll see what kind of crazy rules. Well, we want to get out there too and talk about that. Because there's a lot of times if you've never been out there to see the event, you need to know some things. There's some things like you can't stop it at the sign that says Montana.
Welcome to Montana.
You can't stop there. The cops sitting there. They won't let you stop. Because people have died out there. People have died on the way. Most of them died more coming back than going out. Because
Well,
all those
they
bikes.
probably had a few drinks too.
Yeah. People drink and things like that. And then we're going to go out there and talk a little bit about what to expect if you are going to go to this. We look at it as we got some great things going on. We got one of the bars over here is going to have pole dancing going on right down here on Main Street. We got, she's already got access to side hacks. They say it gets kind of wild there. So we're going to have some great Patreon things there. We'll probably get down to One Eye Jacks again. We'll have some more Patreon things to go on there. So we'll have some good video for you guys after the rally for those that join the Patreon groups.
We had done a video on the 385, but now they say it's kind of chipped and tarred, but it's not 100%.
I think it's just gravel. I don't think they've chipped it or put any tar down yet. They're going to be asphalting it. So they're saying between now and I'm imagining they're going to do the same rule that we always have in South Dakota, that during the rally from the 2nd to 11th, there can be no construction going on unless something major happened they have to fix it. But in the past, for the last 20 years, they don't do any construction. So whatever they can get done between now and then, the road will be done. But we don't want to give you too much stuff because if this road's really loose chat and stuff, I wouldn't take the 10 or 15 mile ride on loose chat.
We've done that once before, probably 4 years ago, between Spearfish and Rochford Road. That was all chat.
And I'm pretty used to it.
But
I've ridden in gravel.
It safe.
But when you're coming out here to the rally and stuff, it's just everybody's level is different when it comes to riding. So we're going to ride it with my bike. She probably won't ride hers, but I'll probably ride mine, and we will film that, not the well, depending on how long, maybe I'll just do one whole video just on the whole full ride, however long, with the speed limit we can drive and all that. But we want to wait till it's closer to the rally. So we'll probably, I would like to go, I will do it before pre-rally. So we'll do it probably I would say, so it's pre-rally's 14 days from now, so probably about 10 days from now, 7 to 10 days. Probably not next week, but maybe the next week after that, maybe Monday or Tuesday, we'll get over there and I'll get the video up right away. I'll just lay it on the line and you guys can watch it and we'll talk as we, we'll stop maybe a couple places and talk about it.
If we can stop.
Well, that, or maybe at the end we'll talk and I'll throw the voice over it and you guys can hear what we think about it, what we thought about it. Depending on how hot it is, if it wasn't super hot, we could wear our full face helmets. We could try putting our microphones inside the helmet. See how that works. I'm not a big one on that, but maybe.
So the Deadwood Lodge, if you're coming from Sturgis and you're going into Deadwood, that first light you come to, you turn to the right and you go up to the top of the hill and it'll be on the left. That's the Deadwood
It's also
Lodge.
a casino. It's a lodge.
It's
a
got
convention center
pizza in it.
Yeah. And so a lot of people, it's a cool place to go. And across the street is that Tanaka or whatever place over there. We heard that's a tourist. It's right. It's open again. I heard it's a local told us it was a tourist trap. So but that's where we'll head out at. You really want to get there a little early if you're going to come on that ride because that parking lot will be filled with hamster bikes. And you might think, who the heck is the hamsters? The hamsters were started many, many years ago with Arlen Ness and Perowitz.
David Perowitz
started this. One other guy started it too, but I can't think of what his name is. David Perowitz.
I think Corey.
David Perowitz, I think, is the only one that's still alive that was the original people that put it together. But they're a very select group. You have to be asked to join. You have to be somebody that's done something for the industry.
The motorcycle
a lot of them were bike builders that are in it, but there's also different people. Maybe we're going to see, maybe we could be put in it as.
You can. I can't. Women are not allowed. It's one of those
that
clubs.
We could, for doing YouTube, we cover motorcycle rallies. That's pretty much what, we've done more probably for the industry these 4 years, especially for rally. Well, yeah, for YouTube wise. And a lot of other people have done, because a lot of people show, there's people out here that's kind of.
But somebody has to nominate you.
Yeah, and they push you through. But we know a lot of those hamsters. So probably if one would say something, a lot of the other ones might jump up. Even Perowitz.
Hi, Rambling Rome. So yes, we're planning on leaving around 11. It might be a hair after that, depending on how long it takes us to get out of the Hall of Fame bike breakfast.
And you can't get in there. Those tickets are all sold out. They're $300 a seat.
So we'll meet you in the parking lot, and it'll be around 11. And at the Deadwood Lodge, that's where we'll meet to go out to the Ham Jam. If you guys want to ride along with us. If not, if you want to get there early, we can meet you at the Ham Jam. Just let us know that you're going to be there, and then we can all meet up, and then we can do the other ride,
Devil's Tower
on
the way back. And then I don't know what we'll do. They say that used to be we would always stop by, which the last time we stopped 2 years ago, we stopped by. Sundance used to do burnouts. Well, we stopped there 2 years ago, and it kind of sucked. Well, then we had a local person in Sundance said it really sucks now because somebody else took it over. And last year they didn't hardly have any bikes at all. It took all day to. They never did. It's supposed to start like at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just a mess. So,
or even that day we went 2 years ago.
That's what I said. It kind of was a crap show then. We only seen like 2 bikes the whole time we waited around for it.
It was one of those things where they're like, all right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna start. We're gonna do it. We're gonna, an hour and a half later, it's like, well, then get to it. If you're gonna do it,
and then it's up on this bridge, and they do it up on this little homemade bridge they make, and it's so high you really can't see anything. And there were supposed to be some girls that used to get wild, but it's probably like everything else now that they can't do anything anymore. So it was been better for us just to come on back to Sturgis that night. So I don't know if we're going to stop by and do that or not, but that's a thought. Monday, the first Monday of the rally is going to be when we do our meet and greet. We haven't picked the exact time yet, but it's going to be at Kathmandu. We got a brand new bar. We're going to be doing real soon. We'll be doing a video on how that looks. They've been doing some upgrades and stuff. We're just kind of waiting for them to get as close as possible. They got a whole new bar built inside the building now. It's pretty cool. It's all, he handmade it. He had the top made. It's all wood.
Put all wooden floor. It used to be a dirt floor. Now it's all wood.
It's just wood. It's not fancy wood. It's not a flooring. He just took some wood and nailed it all together. And I think there were 2x6s, 1x6s, I guess is what they are. And so it's just kind of a neat little place, and he's very picky about the bar. No engraving on his bar.
No,
Which I
don't
wouldn't
try
even
it.
do that. Yeah, he'll shoot you.
Yeah.
But they're sold out. They are completely sold out. If you want a boondock, dry camp, there's a bunch of that. He's got a whole field of that. Uh, he's also got tent camping is still available. If you get early, there is some trees out there that you can get close to. So that's kind of neat. But everything else is gone. He's actually thinking next year he's going to build some 100-foot spots to where it's going to pull up to where you can see the hills behind
Rear
you. Like,
view and all that.
yeah, so that's going to be kind of neat for the people that's got like the 40-foot motorhome and they got the trailer on the back and they don't want to hook and all that. Be able to pull in. They got them out of Pappy Hoyle too. But what's neat, I just love Kathmandu just because of a couple of things. One, they've got their own private bus, big giant bus with a thing in the middle of it, so it's gigantic. Goes back and forth
The
to Main
accordion.
Street all day long, or in the evening. Starts like at 5 or something. I think they start and goes till like 2 in the morning, and then or 1, whatever time it is. And then they've also got the bathrooms are really clean. It's quiet in the evening where you're able to sleep. Now he is going to have some one-piece bands and stuff that he's going to have there in the evening. I think they quit about 10 or 11 o'clock. He had one the other night. Sounded all right. And then I think he's got a comedian or something coming in one night. That's like I said, most people are going to be doing rally stuff, but something he wants to do, and it's fine. Hey, it's his money if he wants to spend it.
Well, there's a lot of people that want to ride all day, and then if you don't want to come downtown and fight the crowd or whatever, they'll have stuff going on there for you, so you can sit back, relax after your ride from all day, and then go to bed.
So Monday we've got our police video coming out, but we'll give you another heads up because a lot of people are asking about transportation. Is there some place that will take me from, hey, I'm downtown here that, other than the bus? Well, they've told us now that the city has loosened up on Lyft and on Uber, that you'll see in taxis. There'll be more of them available this year during the Sturgis rally than they've ever had before. So it's kind of nice. So something to think about if you're, depending on where you're at.
You don't want to take that bus.
Yeah. We just
want to
put
have the bus experience.
the bus is still giving a discount if you buy your passes. Go to thebus.com, DABUS.com, and you can go online and they've got a discount right now that you can get a pass, unlimited riding. So if you're at one of those campgrounds, because I do say they do want the spearfish, and I think they go into Deadwood. So I was kind of shocked at spearfish. There's like 5 places they stop at spearfish. So Kristen Campground and some of the other ones. So which isn't too bad. And I think they go into Deadwood too. They do not go in the Rapid. But pretty much all the main campgrounds right around here they're going to go to.
So depending on your ride expertise, I guess. They want to know, this is their first time they're coming to the rally. They're staying at the Chip. What is your most recommended ride to take while we're down there?
Okay, the video that we've got coming up next week, I don't know what day it's going to come up. It's going to tell you the 2 best rides to do in the Sturgis area. Okay, those 2 will be really good rides for you to ride on. One of the rides that I highly recommend, which we'll get down to do, it's the one between Hill City and
Keystone,
where the train runs. There's a really cool little windy road that's really flat. That's no hills or nothing else, and there's lines on it. So you can ride on that, and it's really curvy, and it's a good way to get your feeling for riding on it. Now, there's a lot of rides, like you go to Custer State Park. If you're not afraid of the bison, which we'll get a report on the bison before the rally starts, that if the females are in heat, you really don't want to go to the park. They charge anything that moves, the males do. So, but if that's so far, out of all the times we've come to Sturgis in the last 20 years, only one time they warned you, and they yelled at me a lot of times because I was out there taking pictures. And so hopefully they won't be in heat during this time. So, but on Custer, there's some good windy roads there on the Custer Loop. It's pretty fun to ride. The ride to Deadwood, if the traffic's not bad, it's pretty neat.
Old Hill City Road.
Yeah, and we're going to take you on that side. We rode a little bit of it the other day, but we didn't film the whole ride, and because we got off before it or after it, I don't know what it is.
Before we got to Hill City, we came up from Keystone.
Yeah, so we kind of made a couple turns and got off of it. And there's a whole bunch of rides we haven't even shown yet. I don't know if we're even going to get to it. You've seen some of the clips on some of the videos. We had one of our subscribers that we met at Mecum Auction. He took us out on a bunch of back roads. And some of them are private roads because there's houses and stuff on it. He's got a lot of Airbnbs, really high end ones that are $2,000 to
Very
$5,000 to stay at night. But if you'd see it, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to stay there." I'd love to stay
Well,
there
one
too.
you can sit in the
In the
kitchen and look out the window and see Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, and you're close.
And
It's actually right off of Iron Mountain Road. And somebody asked about the other
beautiful,
day, and
beautiful
I have to look
area.
at the clip to see which. I guess have to look at the clip
Right
to
back.
see. I guess take that off, so you're not in there talking about that too. And so we got a lot of, but there's a lot of great rides out here. You can just go into some of the, you can get on the 14A, you can get on the 16A, there's the 385. There's so many great, the 85. There's so many just little rides you can just get on that are just very enjoyable. You go up about out by Mount Rushmore, just stay on that. I think that's the 16A if I'm not mistaken. And you can just stay on that road. It's really windy, takes you around. You can loop around, comes around the lake and all kinds of stuff. It's just endless. That's one of the things I love about this. Even if you get out to Rapid City, you get into subdivisions out there. Like if you go out there where Bear Country's at, whatever it's called, on the way to Mount Rushmore. If you take any of those roads to the left or the right, they are great little windy roads. And they're not, doesn't take a high level, but it's not a lot of traffic road because it's more of a local road. There's not anything to get there. You can cut through there to get to the 79. Because if you're going to go to Custer, or you're going to do Iron Mountain, you have to go down the 79 on the far side of Rapid City. Because if you don't go that way, when you go through the tunnel, you won't see Mount Rushmores. Two tunnels you can see, one's better than the other. But you could do those rides. Now they got switchbacks on them, which are the roads that go down, and you at the end you got to switch right back. And if you're not comfortable with that, you could. The first time I ever rode one of those, I was like, "Ooh, wee, that's a really sharp turn." And so it's just, there is so much great riding here. And they give you the little maps. Is there a map over there? Should we have a map? Hello? Is there one of those maps over there? Map. M-A-P. I knew they were there. I could see them from here. And she couldn't see it. So I was going to show you this map. They are everywhere when you come here. If you come into Sturgis, the easiest place to go just to get all your maps is the Chamber of Commerce. You're right there on Junction. They were in one of the earlier videos that we did. But they show you all these great rides that are here, and they're color-coded. So they tell you which ones are the best ones to go to, things like this. And these maps are everywhere. Like I say, the Chamber is one of the best places to go. They always have them, and they have
all the restaurants, all the convenience stores, almost any place you stop.
Louis across the street. That's what I said. There are gas stations. Pretty much everybody's got these maps, but they've got them color coded to tell you which roads are the hardest to ride, which ones are the easiest to ride. So it gives you different levels. So pick up one of these maps and kind of look at it. We look at these two, and it's got a lot of the different roads on there. This one's a little bit bigger one there. This one's actually put out by the Buffalo Chip sponsors it in the Black Hills. So they're just good maps. They got this more.
And there's got Devil Tower on the back of this one. So,
but those are two great things to pick up when you come.
Oh.
To help you get around. But we'll be showing you between now and then, before you get to Sturgis, unless you're coming tomorrow. If you're getting here
a couple people that just got here today.
If you're getting here, well, even if you are going to be here, you can still watch the videos. Every night we put out a video at the same time every night. Right here at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is when our videos come out every single night.
I'm saying Banneker Canyon is underrated.
Yes.
It's a great.
That's one of the rides.
I rode that one.
The problem with Van Knocker Road was about 10, 15 years ago, it was rock. Once you got out past the Pasta Corral, it was rock. So a lot of the old timers didn't ride it because that was the way it was a shortcut to go to Nemo, but you had to fight with all those rocks and stuff out there. If you ever go out to Wonderland Canyon, there's a cave, Wonderland Cavern is out there. That's a tough road to ride a motorcycle up to. It's got some water ruts and things like that. If you're not experienced, do not take a bike up there. We drove the truck and it was tough.
So Robert wanted to know if most of the rides were 200 miles plus or more.
No.
Banneker Road's like 15 miles.
No, it's 20.
And then Spearfish Canyon's about 15
about 25. But you got to turn around and come back. Or you're going to make a loop around. So if you're going to do a nice loop, you're probably looking at between 100 and 150 miles is probably going to be the common. Now, going from here to Hewlett is 50 miles. So you have to add another 10 miles, 60 miles. So about 60 miles from here is going to Devil's Tower. So you're looking at about 120 miles. The longest ride, but see, what makes a lot of these rides, you think, well, that's not very long. Well, you're going to see this ride we went on the other day. It was probably 20, 50, it might have been under 100. But I mean, we started out at 9 o'clock in the morning and we didn't get back till 4. Now we did do some stops. We did check out some things. So you'll see this video, and when you look at it, because that was one of the things we've had a lot of people ask, which is what I always say: if you're coming here to Sturgis for 3 days, you should just stay home. You're wasting your time to come to something this big, unless you're coming to hear. Hey, I want to hear Kid Rock. That's the only reason I'm coming for 3 days. I'm hearing Kid Rock. If that's all you want to do, then that's great. Do it. But if you're coming here to enjoy the Black Hills, 3 days is just a waste of your time.
It's just not enough time.
There is just so much stuff. You can do 3 days of riding, still never even get to. What's that we do? We're out here all this time and we still haven't done all our riding stuff yet and seen all the places yet. We've already been here for 30 days. So things happen, like the other day it got so hot, it'd be tough to go out. Black Hill, when you get out to the Black Hills, it is cooler out there. It's anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees cooler. But you got to come back down here when it's 100 degrees. The year that was 105. But one of the things that I always say is if you're going to be here, most people want to come the first weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday on the roads are going to be the busiest you can see. There's times that I've heard, which we don't do rides on Saturdays and Sundays, but we've heard at Eye of the Needle that there could be as long as an hour wait
to get to the Needle.
You also got tourists out here that have cars driving around. You have foreigners that are driving cars around that don't know how to speak any English, which we had a Asian guy a couple years ago almost run me over, yelled at him, cussed at him and everything else, and he just kept on.
I don't think he even heard us. And he was in like a convertible. He's
just a moron. But I mean, he could have killed us. If I wasn't paying attention, he was in our lane coming around the turn. So if I didn't see him right away, I probably would have hit the guy. But I was paying attention to the road. So that's what it is say. So my always answer is if you're here on Saturday or Sunday, you need to get your butts up, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, you need to be down in Custer State Park, or you need to be at Needles Highway or Iron Mountain, whatever you want to do. You can do, which is what we've done. We have done Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, and Custer all on the same day. But we do that during the week. We don't try to do that on a weekend. So
if any of you guys are coming, or you're going to come out early, email us here at this number. Give us your contact information, your name, and I will text you back, and we will do our best to meet up with you or invite you on some rides.
But you never call us. You always text us because it's a visible phone, and the voicemails that we don't get them usually until a week afterwards. So we'll be already gone. I'll be back home by the time we get your email or your voicemail. Emails, I look at my emails every single day.
So Justin, if you're coming out early, if you want to do a ride with us, we're going to go on the Chiefs ride. Now that's going to cost, I think it's $55 a person. But you get a lunch, and you get to go on a ride, and a shirt for $55. And it all goes to, I think it's to the PALS organization, which is a children's group. So, but if you want, that's on the 31st. Otherwise, we're going to have a couple of meetings.
We will have rides before the rally because there's things we're doing. But what we tell people, which a lot of, like we had somebody, now this trip we just went on, we took, I don't know how many bikes we have, 5 or 6, 8 that we went on the other day.
Three trikes and 4 regular bikes if you count me.
So we had quite a few bikes. Now the problem is when we are out on a lot of these things, we are filming, so we do stop a lot and we talk. We're talking about, hey, we're on Main Street in Sturgis. We're doing this. We're doing this. Hey, check this out. Check that out. Because it's all information that we're giving to you that are at home, or you're on your way to the rally, or you're here at the rally. So we had one person last year went with us on a ride, and after we stopped the second time, he goes, "Oh, I just got a call. I got to get back home." I'm like, that's fine, and we don't have a problem with that. And
he may have had to get home, but I think he was like, we'd already stopped a couple of times, and I think he thought, "Hey, man, I want to ride. I don't want to stop every 5 minutes and listen to you guys." Yeah, which I get. I understand.
So we don't normally just jump on and go, "Hey, we're going to ride Needles Highway." And we did do it the other day. We've done Needle Highway and Iron Mountain. We got those all done already, but you haven't seen the videos on them yet. Custer State Park, you already seen that. We did that, and that already came up. We showed you a trick If you want to go to Custer State Park and you want to
See
know where all
the
the
bison
bison
are?
are at, that's where they're. Buffalo are not in the United States. There's only bison in the United States. Just
Well, there's really
FYI.
no such thing as buffalo. They're bison. It's
They
us
call them
Americans.
They call them the American bison is what we have here.
Well,
We won't go through the whole story, but there really is not really a thing called a buffalo. They're called bison. Just FYI. That's why they call them bison burgers. You don't really call them buffalo burgers. They call them bison burgers. And but that's a whole nother story. If you get out there to Custer State Park, talk to one of the rangers. They'll tell you all the difference between a buffalo and a bison. And be amazed who actually called them buffaloes and why they did. We won't get into that tonight.
oh, we got a big one. Sid.
So she'll read her little comment there and see what's going on. But I mean, there's just it's kind of quieting down a little bit for us because we've got a few places. Like I said, we had a little trouble with the Indian dealer. We didn't have trouble, but she's having a little bit of trouble getting all of her pertinent information. So Friday she was going to get her last meeting. They got one famous girl going to be coming in that has all kinds of biker wear for girls and stuff for riding and stuff that she had custom made and stuff. She's real famous. She's going to be here. I think they're going to have one night that they take over Main Street or something. I think I seen it on the internet that Indian's going to be doing. And
So she's got to get all the final details from corporate to let us know. To tell
what they
you
want to do.
guys.
So we'll have all that great information, and you don't have to have an Indian motorcycle to be involved with that. They do have an owner's ride, but the owner's ride, you can actually, if you bought a Harley from them, a used one, you are in the owner's group of the dealership. So
that's a heck of a ride Sid went on. His favorite day ride was he went to Spearfish Canyon, then went to Newcastle, which is over in Wyoming, then went to Custer. From Custer, they do Needles and the Wildlife Loop, and then Iron Mountain, and then back to Rapper. So that is a heck of a day.
that is, that's a lot. Like I said,
That would be leaving probably at 7 in the morning.
typically we do, because we usually start out with Custer State Park. I like to be down there no later than 9. Actually, this year we got down there around 8:30. We got to see the bison on Needles or Iron Mountain. They were up on Iron Mountain, so we went up there first, checked them all out. And the way you find this out, if you watch the video, we'll tell you we go down to the visitor center first, ask them. They usually have the latest of where they're at. Well, they were all just laying around up there, so they were pretty easy to find. And then when we come back, they didn't show anything else in the park. Well, we followed somebody, which you have to watch the video to see who that is. Go find our Custer video that we just made a couple weeks ago. And it'll show you all these neat tricks. And I had no idea these people, well, after I thought about it, they should know where everything's at. But we've seen some cool things. There's even a little baby's grave out there in Custer that they found when they made it in the Custer State Park. They found this little grave of this, it's called Ann, is the last name A-N-N-E.
I thought it was Mason.
Baby
Mason.
I thought it was Baby Ann. But whatever, it's out there. But so the Parks Department has taken care of this little gravesite. And by following,
once they found it, they upkeep it.
Yeah, so it was really, really neat that happened. And I mean, not happy that it was a grave there, but it was neat that the Parks Department took it over. They've gotten some new things now. They actually have where they have Baby Man, M-A-N-N.
So you were, I was.
Man.
Yeah.
And but they've got a new place now where they do the roundup at. They've actually made a visitor center there. That's where all the burros are at now. They did have, he's probably getting a little old now, but 4 weeks ago he was a baby. We didn't climb the mama kept him at the top of the hill, but people could hike up there and see it. We've seen baby burros because we have in Oatman, so it's not like we need to see one. But it was nice that they were all in one little place there. There was like 10 or 15 of them there, full size. You could pet them, you could pet. They didn't care.
Go back and watch the video.
Yeah, we'll show you all that. Didn't pet any of the fluffy cows.
No.
And but I mean, it wasn't too bad. But there was one motorcycle guy who was scared to ride through the bison.
Baby burros. Ask Henry H. what a baby burro is. He was on earlier. I don't know if he's still on.
So, but I mean, there's just so much to do. And like I said, when you look at these maps, you could study and you can download them. There's a lot of them. I think we put it on our Sturgis page. You can actually, let me look and see. I think one of them's got a thing on it.
It's got a barcode there.
Oh, yeah.
Upside down, but
Yeah, it shouldn't make any difference. There, scan that barcode or save it, and then scan that barcode. It says it's supposed to give you a whole lot more maps. We'll have to scan it later and see what it gives you. But it's just really useful. I think they've got a website on this one. that said you could go to it.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one's just construction. How about that? Orland.
Well, this one still says suggested routes you can have if you scan that one. I can't see it.
There it is. It's on there.
So you can scan those and have more maps. So
Oh, you can figure them out before you get here.
Well, then I have them on your phone. You might be able to put them up on your GPS. You know, if you've got because I got my new radio, but I haven't put it in yet. But it's going out. I got to order that. I knew there was something I was going to have to order. I got to order the thing for the.
Because you're not going to be happy if you get it and it doesn't have
right.
Bluetooth.
Not gonna be.
And I've been telling them. How many times have I told you?
I actually think the one that they sell will work with it. It's about the same price that they're selling. This one I'm gonna have to, I think they want 149 from Amazon for the one that he got for his radio. And I was gonna call them and see if his will work with that, and I'll just pay him the 149, just buy his. I think I do.
Well, I need
get a water.
I need liquid.
Get a water.
That'd be $2 for a water. I'll go out and get my own water.
Well, we can spend $2 for a water. We're using their air up here, sucking up their AC.
We're giving them advertisement too.
Yeah, we're at the Sturgis Hotel. I don't know if they got any more rooms left. They had 28 rooms. I didn't realize they had
22.
22 rooms. I didn't realize they had that many. We got a tour here a couple years
And
ago.
you can also
We
get
went-
some chubby chocolate, chubby chipmunk
That's
chocolate,
right. And we're right across the
along with my chocolate drink.
Oasis Bars across the street. They own both. He owns both of them here. And it's pretty neat. It's Rod. Rod owns it. Not the same Rod from the Buffalo Chip, but different Rod.
Rod Bradley.
And he's a great guy. He's actually going to let us up on the top of the Oasis Bar during the race on Sunday. And maybe even during some of the other events we may get up on the roof over there. It just aerial shots. Because right now, just to let anybody know, any YouTuber, there is a ban on drones during the Sturgis rally anywhere in the city limits of Sturgis. Now, if you're here early like me, if I could take my drone up now and fly over here and get the Sturgis sign, or because legally, unless you have a license from the FAA, you cannot fly your drone over people to start with. It's against the law. So they have a ban on it, and there could be a $300,000 fine for flying your drone over Main Street during the rally. So just FYI on that. Now, if you have a license, you can apply for a permit to see if you can fly over. You might get a permit. But I'm figuring if they've got a ban, it'd be pretty hard to get it. And you cannot fly your drones in the state or federal parks. That is against the law. And to try to get a permit from the state and the federal to fly through a state park is like they're doing it because it's like you're going to be a movie. So those are two things. But just FYI, we haven't flown the drone. We flew it a couple years ago, and I flew over the back street and I just shot over the top. And so this year I won't. But if we can get on top of the building over here, that's going to look good enough as a drone shot anyway. Be able to get Main Street both ways. So that'll be pretty neat. I'll probably get up there on the evening too. We got a couple other things that we've got set up for this year that we're going to show you behind the scenes and what goes on in the city. So that's kind of neat that we've got going on this year. So we got a lot of really neat stuff for you guys to check out. Pretty excited about as the rally gets closer and closer and closer. A lot of new things going on. You know, like I say, we just talked to Richard from the Gas Monkey Garage, and he's coming along. I got some shots this morning of inside. They still got a long way to go. They got the bar done. If you look at the outside of the building, we're going to show you. I did some more video today. I kind of held the camera up to the window the best we can because he's not there right now. So I didn't want to go in there. Last night there was a guy in there, the contractor that was on the video the other day. He was there, and he doesn't know us, so I don't know if he would have let me in. But the girl that was there the other day, we thought she was one of the construction workers. She's actually the manager that's running the place. We've seen that from his video. He didn't introduce us to that, but
to her.
Yeah, just to repeat again, El Buffalo's on. I don't know if you got a drone or not. You need to pass on the rule. There's a $300,000 fine for flying your drone in Sturgis during the motorcycle rally. So there's a FAA ban. So there will be somebody from the FAA in Sturgis during the rally. So FYI, just make sure we need to pass that on because I hate to have anybody we know get a drone, you know.
Yeah.
But
get a fine.
If you have a license, you can file for a permit. But I'm assuming because it's a ban, it's kind of like at an airport or at President, you know, just what happened this weekend, that, you know, they don't allow it under no circumstance. So just to let you know what's going on. Now, there could be an exception. If you're out at the Buffalo Chip, which Buffalo Chip has a no fly either, but I can get permission to fly there. There could be a Kathmandu. I can get permission to fly over his. Now you have to just check to make sure that there's no, it doesn't say you can't fly over 50 feet or you can't fly over 100 feet. I don't know. When the rally comes, I won't know what the specs will come until it comes on my phone. Right now, Kathmandu, kickstands, the Buffalo Chip, full throttle saloon, they're not in the city limits of Sturgis. So that it probably doesn't affect you there, but there you have to have permission of the people that own the property to let you do that. Because people always ask that all the time. Can I fly it here? Can I fly it there? Well, a lot of it has to do with permission of the property. But it's like us. We did the veteran cemetery, but I went across the street and I shot it on the other side of the highway on the right of way, which could have been, but I was never over the highway. I never flew over the cemetery. Didn't know what the regulation could be for the veteran cemetery. Plus, I don't want anybody to think I'm being disrespectful. So there's ways you can come do it, but typically we don't have our license yet. It's one of the things. Hopefully this fall I'll be able to get down there and get my test and get it. But they're only good for 2 years.
Video.
So, like I said, I don't know how many people have license. There are some people we know. Like we got some footage from American Flat Track. During the rally, that wasn't, or during their testing the bike, that wasn't my flight. That was American Flat Track. I'm assuming that guy, as good as he could fly, he probably had a license. So he gave us permission. Actually, American Flat Track gave us permission to use that footage. To where if you have somebody that has a license, that all you have to do is, you're supposed to put that in your comments, that you have a license. The license is supplied by, I didn't write it in there. They chase me down. They can call American Flat Track. Here's his phone number. Call him. They'll tell you. So cover all of our butts.
So they want me to have you tell them how to get to the buffalo and wildlife. I said they had to watch the video.
Look, I'll tell you.
You won't let me tell you.
You know how hard it is? You know how much time I spend making videos?
Just watch the video. And what a good thing.
You actually get to see in this video. Probably the first time we came out here. When was you? Is the first time you had your broken leg?
Mm-hmm.
First time we came out here, we probably seen, they average about 1,500 in the herd. The only other time we've ever seen the full crowd is when we came out the very first year. This trip, in that video, you see all 1,500 of the bison. So, like I say, it's been probably 20 years since we've been able to see the full herd. So, by watching that video, you'll find out how you can do it as simple as we did. Once I found this out, it's like, oh my gosh.
Why didn't we think of this before?
Well, we should have got something because I had to pay twice to go out there. Because the first time, because to get on Needles Highway, part of that goes through Custer State Park. You have to have the ID. So it costs you $25, I think it is, for a motorcycle, 20 or 25. You have to, it's only good for 7 days. So when we went out the first day, it rained and stuff, and then we had to come out the second day. Missed it by 1 day, so it cost me either $40 or $50 to go out twice. And the lady said, "Oh, you got 2 bands on your bike?" I said, "Yeah, we were already out here once." So that's.
I think we missed it by a day.
Yeah,
I think it expired the 24th, and we went on the 25th of June.
But hey, it's okay. The video that come out, it was priceless to be able to do. The money goes to the state, and it's not like it's. South Dakota isn't a rich state to start with. And the police chief's going to talk about tickets too. And we're going to let him explain, because I kind of heard this before, but it's very interesting that the chief tells you how this works if you get a ticket. So it's a really good video this year. Make sure you watch that on Monday night. We sit down with the chief. I didn't make it real fancy. He just kind of talks the whole time. We ask him a few questions. And pretty much I left me talking because he didn't answer the question as a question. So I left my voice in there, but he really went over some stuff this year that we've never covered before. And plus, we got a race coming on at the end of the year, end of the rally, so it talks a little bit about that. So it's kind of neat, and so pretty excited about it.
Flies are starting to get bad.
Yeah,
rally flies.
You get to talk. Tell them life and story.
And back up, and he goes the other way. So, let me see. Harley Frank, I will text you the link to the Custer so you can watch it and see how to see all the videos. Up on a Cracker is funny. I like. He's always funny. Last year Was it Crap on a Cracker wanted to meet Fender Kitten, or Fender Kitten wanted to meet Crap on a Cracker? One of them. But they got to meet finally. Steven says, what's happening with the 385? So the 385 right now is open, is from what we've heard. One of our subscribers, Craig, which isn't on tonight, he was out there and he said it wasn't great. So I think it's open. I think it's just chat. Bob's thinking eventually before the rally, they're going to tar it and put the chat and put tar on top of it. So it'll be a little bit more like a pavement versus just chat. So we're not going to go out there this week. Probably next week we'll go out there, ride on it, and let you guys know how it is. So it's just a small section. So if you're coming from like Hill City, Iron Horse, if you go straight, and I think that's the 16, stay on the 16 and bypass the 385 going towards Spearfish. Like that's kind of the back cut, the back way to Deadwood. That's where it's kind of the rocky road. And if you're coming from Spearfish, you can go all the way through Spearfish out to Nemo Road. And you can cut through Nemo Road to get to Rapid City. So those are the two bypasses you could take if you don't want to ride on the 385, if it's too awful bad. We don't know how bad it is. We won't go out there till next week. So the police chief seems like seems okay from your videos and everything, basic common sense, pretty much. It's pretty much like he just says, live by the golden rule. Be kind to others, be helpful to others, don't draw attention to yourself, don't be drunk and disorderly. I mean, it's just basic everyday. If you can't do it at home, you can't do it here. All right. That's pretty much the way
Well,
it
it's kind
is.
of the same thing people always do when you go to New Orleans or you go to Las Vegas and you think, hey, it's
Karen,
not my town. It's crazy. We can do anything we want.
anything goes here. That's
Well,
not the way it
this is
is.
still a town that has rules and you have to abide by that. Plus, it's just like the chief said, we talk about putting your foot down at a stop sign, and I'm not going to go through the whole story that he tells, but
You forgot to tell him your joke about the guy that didn't stop at the stop sign.
Oh, yeah.
He was going to tell the chief that. We'll have to catch up with him and tell him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just use common sense to make sure.
And the main thing is don't be showing off. It's like I seen a video today just popped up on my feed that some guy in Daytona said, these guys said, oh, Daytona cops ruined our vacation because they got us for doing wheelies and all this stuff. And it's like, what are you showing off for? Who are you proving it to? You know, you go out here in a parking lot and do the same thing. You can probably go down here to the school after hours and do it in the school parking lot, or you can probably get out there to the racetrack and you could do wheelies out there and stuff. I mean, there's places that you could probably get away with it and nobody's going to say anything, or they'll tell you, hey, it's private property, you need to get off, but you're not going to get a ticket for it. But you come to a rally and you're riding down Main Street or you're riding down the 385 doing a wheelie or something like that.
Or down the 90.
What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? You know, nobody cares.
Look at me. You're drawing attention to yourself. And that's what any police we've ever talked to said, if you want attention, we'll give it to you.
And I'm okay with that. Give the guy $1,000 ticket. That's what he deserves. You want to show off, it's going to cost you money. Don't do it.
So the chip seal is going to have a lot of trouble at rocks being safe. Chip seal is going to have
They're talking about putting rock chip on the road.
I thought you was talking about the chip.
But out here, when they rock chip a road, they just did the 384 the other day. They did it the day before the police chief, when we seen the police chief, that's when they did it. Because I told him they were doing it. And we go 2 days later, and you wouldn't even know. It's black. All that rock was gone. It all came together. They don't put that. It's not like a lot of places. A lot of places that we've traveled, we used to have it back in Illinois. When they rock chipped the road, you had a pile of rock. You had all that tar coming up on your car and stuff. This is not like that here. I don't know what they're doing out here when they tar and chip the road. It's not your typical tar and chip that you would have like when we had in the Midwest, or I don't know how they do it here. It's weird.
It's fun.
Pretty much all they do is they tell you for an hour or something. They don't want you to drive on it. Then once that hour goes by, you don't even know, other than the road being black, you don't know. So, but like out there, I don't know what they're doing. When I seen pictures, you can go to our Sturgis page, our Sturgis share and give out good info, whatever it is. Go there, and there's people that posted pictures from the 385. Actually, I think it's the highway posted it. But to me, right now, it looks like it's just packed gravel. That they dumped it, they rolled it, and now they're driving on it. So we had done that, like I say, a couple years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, down by Spearfish on the 85, they had did that. and we rode through that rock. But it was enough that in the middle of the road, enough trucks had gone by to where there was no rocks. You could ride in kind of like in the dust, and you didn't really have any real problems with that. So, but I mean, I'm not scared to ride in rocks, but yet I'm not going to do 65, 70 miles an hour in chat.
Got to be cautious
And
because it's different riding in rocks than on
especially if
gravel.
you've got your bike all loaded up, you're top heavy in the back, you got to be very, very careful on some of the roads like that. If you're empty,
Heavy in the back.
yeah, if you're empty, one person riding the bike, you got a little bit more control over it versus two people are having luggage on the back.
Every time I show off, I get hurt.
Yeah, it can happen. It seems that sometimes it's telling you don't do that.
It's God saying that.
It's kind of like when I try to wear shorts. I've never rode a motorcycle with shorts, but I pulled my bike in like I left it out in the street, and I'm going to pull it up the driveway. Never failed. I burn my leg. It could be at the trailer, and I'm just pulling it around to get it closer to the trailer so I can put the cover on it. Never failed. I burn my freaking leg. And so I don't know how these people. We got a lot of you Florida people that watch our channel that ride sandals and shorts year round in Florida, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
Without getting burned. To me, sometimes when we're riding the bike, it's hot outside. I can feel it going through my boots and my jeans. I can feel the heat. So I could just imagine on my bare legs what it would feel like.
Hey, there's Rod King.
So
How you doing?
yeah, well, it's just crazy, 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 crazy. So yeah, so things like that. I don't do wheelies. I don't smoke my tire. One thing I always say, the same thing with that is out there at Suck Bang Blow in Myrtle Beach. And some guy said that. He says, that's one of the things you want to do is don't buy a used bike after the motorcycle rally. You don't know how many guys out there. That's not doing any good to your bike. To sit out there and smoke that. Well, the belt and everything on there. It's just you wouldn't. And I've never done it because I always thought my luck would be the tire would come off, tear the fender up, tear the bags off the bike, and there you are. You're screwed for just having fun. And then you got to spend $300 for a new freaking tire to start with. And then if you got all that black crap all over the place, like when it comes off the trailer, when the tire beats on that, all that black's underneath the trailer, it's still on there. It's like welded in there.
Yeah. The only thankful thing I'm thankful for is when we have had blowouts. I've seen so many RVs that it just rips out the whole fender. And ours,
well, I think
thankfully, has never.
I think the way our trailer is built, it's all aluminum. It's more squared off to where a lot of RVs are just tin. So when it hits that side of that trailer, it just rips it all off. So
we've had what, 4 blowouts?
There's some dent in the ones in the right front. If you look at the little hump inside, there's a few little dents on that hump. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to,
Your hump's got lumps?
Yeah. Your hump's got lumps. It's your trailer, ain't it?
I don't think my hump's got lumps. No helmet, no shirt. Hold my beer. They do down in Florida. Well, even here we've seen going home. We've seen people riding home and they got shorts and no shirt.
We don't wear all the weather. So the other day we went riding on this ride. You'll see with our helmet. She had her full face helmet on. Normally we don't wear our helmets unless we're on the highway. But I mean, a lot of times if I'm going to do Iron Mountain Needles Highway and we're going to ride all that way, a lot of times I will put a helmet on. But we're not big helmet people. But I mean, I do wear short sleeves or I have sleeveless shirts. But it's pretty much I always wear jeans. I don't always wear my boots. Sometimes I have boots. Sometimes I don't. It just kind of what I always look at is if I'm going to do a lot of walking, I'm going to wear my tennis shoes. If I know we're just going to do more riding than anything else, then I'll wear my boots because it is nicer. When you put your feet down with your boots, you're more stationed. Your bike's more steady than you are with tennis shoes.
Sid said the price of tires nowadays, it don't make any sense to smoke your tires.
Well, a lot of times, like there's a guy that just wrote on Facebook today and said he wanted to go out to Sundance and burn his tire off. He said, "Is there any place out there to buy tires?" Well, I didn't tell him the bad news. No, there ain't. But I said, "Why don't you burn it off? Why don't you do it?" Because he's at his tire's ready to go. He needs a new tire. He said, by the time he gets here, he needs to buy a tire. So go down here to the Iron Horse. Go down in the afternoon and smoke your tire. There's like 5 people along here. JP Cycles, the guy across the street. There's a couple other guys down here selling tires. So you'd have no problem.
So what you can do is go buy a tire, put it around your neck like he did. Well, I guess that wouldn't work because you'd have to go someplace and put it on.
They would mount it over here. But so many places we've been, because now SBB in Myrtle Beach, they do have a guy that sells tires. I mean, the first time we went out there, these guys are blowing their tires all up, and it's like,
no tire guy around.
Next day, you come out in the morning, you get up early, because we always get up early, and we go by there's like 6 bikes sitting in the parking lot with flat tires on them. And it's like, and then you got to get a tow. You know, or you got to get somebody to help you put it because you can't push it into a trailer with that flat tire. It's a real pain in the ass to try to move that thing. So people don't think about it. They think about, hey, I'm going to show off. I'm going to smoke my tire. It's going to be everybody's cheering in front of me. Well, it's like SBB. They gave you a whole whopping $200 if you won. There was like 18 bikes that day. I don't know who won. We didn't stay to the end because once I got covered in tire rubber, that was enough for me.
It's stunk. Oh, that stinks.
And one
I
sexy
like the
biker
smell of
chick.
rubber, not burnt rubber.
Well, one sexy biker chick is no longer going to be in Myrtle Beach because of that. All of her clothes smelled like burnt rubber, and she's like, "I'm not coming back anymore. That is just too much for her products." Because now anything she didn't sell that, so now she's only doing 2 big rallies. She'll be in Daytona and she'll be here in Sturgis. That's it. Her brick stores and that's it. She owns both the stores. And a lot of people are starting to kind of look at that way because it's like George's with cigars. He doesn't come to Sturgis because for the price of hauling his stuff here and getting a booth and all that stuff, it's so much more. Just to travel, 2,000 miles to get here and bring the stuff and do all that and the booths and all that. Here's about the same price as you're going to rent down in Daytona.
They're about
So,
flat rear tire and trail, not not an easy experience. We've had a few of those.
so
That's why we always have American Tire, because
it's not American Tire.
American discount tire.
That's just discount
Well,
tire.
it depends on where you're at in the United States. Some's American Tire,
Well, to
some's
me, it's
discount tire. But
40 of the states is discount tire.
anyway, it's a
California's
good place to go because all you got to do, doesn't matter what happens to the tire, you just have to pay
You just have the ring on it, and you pay for the warranty on it, whatever, $30,
$30.
whatever it is. So that's what you do, and go from there. So
Yes, it's one sexy biker chick here on Main Street.
Yeah, they're already open. They've been open for a while.
Oh, she's that way.
Yeah, she's down this way. Yeah,
I
because we're
guess.
just getting over here.
I guess.
She's down here about another block. So we're right now here on Harley Davidson Drive. So they got the theaters over here, stage where they do all their stuff. The Oasis bar is across the street from us. This is the Sturgis Hotel here. Now the other corner over here is the bank. So this is kind of this main intersection. This is the same as Second Street.
It would have been Second, but they changed.
When you get up that way,
it's
it's Second. Yeah. Once you go past the City Hall, it turns into Second. And then once you get over on the other side, the grocery store. Now we also talk about the grocery store giving tickets. So we'll let the police chief tell you all about that. So that was something new that we've never talked about, but it's one of the biggest issues people talk about is the code of art about parking on their parking lot. So the chief's going to talk about that on Monday and get that all taken care of. So we're going to talk.
What we've heard, we don't know for sure. A 10x10 at Black Hills Harley is about
$5,000 to $10,000, depending on where it's at.
So the big trucks that come in, you can imagine how much they're paying.
But it's like I told you, if you want to be seen, I would say 99.9% of the people that come to Sturgis for the rally goes to Black Hills Harley. I would pretty much say everybody just about does. There's always going to be those 1 or 2 people that say, "Oh, I don't ever go there." That's fine. But I used to love just going there because you've seen some new products always debut in Sturgis. There's always the newest stuff that's always going to come out.
I think the first time we came out here, it was where Gas Monkey was at. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. And this guy had a reverse you could put on your motorcycle, and he was just flabbergasted. He was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Now they sell those, but I mean, it was brand new. But I mean, there was stuff that you didn't even think about for your bike, and they had it here, and it was like, it's the same thing with all the new windshields at Clockworks, and everybody's bringing out for the 2024s. They'll have a full inventory here during this time. If you're looking for a stereo for your 2024 bike, if you got a 2024 bike and you're getting a stereo, make sure you're getting it from somebody that's not doing a make shit. It's somebody that actually made to work with your bike, because I can't think of the stereo guy.
Rockford Fosgate?
No.
Sinister Sound?
Sinister Sound. He's the guy. He's already got the amps. He's got everything all set up to be able to hook up to make it work.
2024.
But a lot of them, like Rockford Fosgate, still doesn't have a replacement for the 2024 speakers and stuff yet. People are putting stuff in and they're makeshifting what they have. So you're not going to get that good a quality of sound. There's nothing worse than going out and spending a couple $1,000s for a stereo. You already got the stereo in the bike. They put in an amp and speakers in it, and you find out a year from now when they go, "Oh, now we got the right stuff. You need to get rid of that amp. You need to buy different speakers because they're different ohms and all this to make it work with the system." And then you're screwed.
It's always something. They change everything just a little bit, so you got to buy a whole new thing.
So Sinister Sound, he had a few of them when we were in Myrtle Beach. That they designed. They built their own speakers and all that, so they had it right. And he said he'd have a full selection here for the 2024s to get the stereos, get all the speakers, the stereo, all the stuff you want to get done. And so we always highly recommend him for stereos. Rockford Fosgate's great if you've got an older bike. My bike, I love my Rockford Fosgate. Bike Hills Harley put it in for me a couple years ago. I got the high pitch, so at 90 miles an hour, we can even hear with the helmets on and stuff. No problem hearing radio and stuff.
Patin, you want to say patin?
Your itches.
Okay, I don't have a thing for that. I just have your nose itches. No. My grandpa always said, if your nose itches, somebody's coming with a hole in their britches. Don't have nothing for ear itching. Maybe it's your right ear. Yeah. Maybe you're having sympathy pains.
Oh.
Trump.
Is that what it's
right ear. We don't want to hear others' loud music.
Well, mine's not that loud.
No, ours isn't. Ours you can't hear a block away.
Well, I don't turn my music up loud anyway. Typically, most of the time we're filming. So if we're driving down Main Street, I turn my radio all the way down because it's copyrighted music. So I don't do it. But we're riding on the highway or a back road like that. You probably, I guess if you pull up the stop sign, your radio wasn't on, you might be able to hear mine if you're sitting next to me. Probably if you're behind me. More people's stereos are louder than mine. We usually hear
about average.
When we pull up, we can hear the guy's radio overpowered mine.
Or sometimes you're walking down the street and you hear this music and you're like, where's that music coming from? Well, it's a guy way down there 2 blocks coming towards you.
And it's like, what are you trying
to do? Or behind you.
That's another one of my pet peeves. That we need to make a challenge this year on that is everybody that you hear these old guys that are playing the rap music, go up to them and ask them, who is that? I like that song. I can't think of the name of it. What is it? What's the artist? See how many of them actually know what they're playing. There was one guy last year in Daytona that had an F song. Every other word was the F thing all the way there. And he must have drove down Main Street for over an hour, back and forth, back and forth. But she noticed it. I didn't really notice the guy. She goes, that's that same guy playing that same song.
Yeah, it was like on a loop. It was the same song. And it was like, really?
F this, F that.
Yeah, every word. It was F and F and F and F and F. We're going to F and F. And it's like, really? And loud as he could. And he must have went up and down the street 10 times. Crazy.
And a lot of the cities are starting to get noise ordinances against that, which I'm for that. People that there's no reason. Well, the one I always like is when you're out there riding with your 6 buddies and you're all got your stereos cranked up and you're all playing something different. That's why with the new Harleys now, you can link all the radios together, which would be a benefit if you're out riding and you pull up with each other. At least they got the same music. But it's like,
at least when you stop, it's not like you're hearing 12 different songs.
Stupid people.
Cool subject. I'm in the market to upgrade my speakers, not really wanting to upgrade added amp.
Most of the time, you almost have to put an amp because typically you don't, unless you got like a CBO like my bike, most bikes don't come with an amp. So the speakers that you'll put in your bike, your standard bike, doesn't have an amp in it, you're not going to get justice out of the speakers. So you almost have to get some kind of amp to boost that sound to get you the better quality of sound. So that's the bad news. If not, it's kind of like when I used to be 16, we used to wire speakers up to the factory radio and stuff, and it was music, but it wasn't the highest quality at all.
Like squelching music. Squelching. What is that word? SQUEL. I don't know. We have a speaker in the back of the truck that needs to be replaced. Yeah. That drives me crazy.
Only when somebody's talking on the radio.
It's a lot of crackling. It's real crackly, and then I can't stand it when there's 2 radio stations going at the same time. It's like, turn it off. I can't deal with that.
What's that noise again?
He likes to make fun of me. I'm guilty of loud driving around with my music loud. Loving driving around with my loud music on. That's Rowan. He says he was 53. He was 10 years younger than us. Squelching. Is that it?
Yeah.
Squelching. Looks like I'm going to have to dig deeper for more cash rats.
Yeah, it's typically, you got what I got on my bike, which I got 4 speakers. I got a new amp. It was between $22 and $2,800 for the install and the speakers, and that's Rockford Fosgate. But it's high pitch, so it's made for doing 90 miles an hour and hearing your music. That people, once you start adding bass to your bike, once you get about 45 miles an hour, your bass is behind you. You left it, so you lose that, which is what we've always had on our bikes. I always had a little bit of bass, to where when we rode, I could usually hear the radio, but she had no idea what was on the radio. So now
I really couldn't hear it.
yeah. So
I'd be singing and then I'd hear the words. I'm like, oh, that's the wrong song.
So we don't use the headsets or nothing like that anymore. We quit that. I bragged with my CBO. I don't think we ever used them.
No.
And we had them in our other helmets, but not anymore. No,
It's funny. When we were in, he says he had Donna Summers tape Tim Barton said, when we rode that Honda in Ocean City last year, the guy had his own music on there.
oh yeah.
And it was a lot of older songs. We didn't mind
Hillbilly
them,
music.
but it didn't, if you're riding a motorcycle, you don't want to hear like
Conway Twitty and Merle Haggard and all that was it. When we pulled up alongside somebody, I turned the radio down because his antenna didn't pick nothing up.
yeah. So you had to.
So
he had some songs downloaded into it
and
somehow.
you couldn't use a Bluetooth or nothing to it. So it was like either we listen to nothing or we listen to, which I don't mind listening to that music, but when you pull up to at a rally and Conway Twitty is on the song, people are gonna kind of look at you like, who are these people? Come from Arkansas or Tennessee.
Tennessee. We're from Tennessee.
Florida plates on our bike.
They never blast polkas. Oh, our mariachi bands. When we moved, because we're from the Midwest, and polkas were huge because it's all German towns, and they would play polkas at all the picnics and all this stuff. So when we go to California,
we ended up doing DJing.
I know, but when we went to California, and all of a sudden in the car next to you, they're playing polka music, and it's like, what's people listening to polka music for? But it was mariachi, which was very similar to polka.
It's the same beat.
And I'm thinking, and they were young kids. I'm thinking,
so when we
what is wrong with these people?
So when I did some Mexican weddings and events, I was easy for me to listen to the song, and I said, okay, that's a polka music. That's what they want. So I could play it. And I'm like, yeah, that's a polka song. So yeah, same beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Whatever it is.
And we're looking at donkeys. So Kramer, hi, sorry I'm late. If I missed you, how are the constructions on the 385?
In about a week, we're going to go. It is open. 385 is open, but it's gravel, and we're going to be doing a report on it in about 7 to 10 days. So before you should be on the road to get here, unless you're coming for pre-rally. But you can go to our Sturgis page.
The only reason I'm laughing, Doug, is you're like that's in time somebody's asked that question, but that's fine.
And you can go to our Sturgis page, and there's pictures there that the state put on that you can check out and see what it looks like. It looks rough now. I wouldn't.
Sinister Sound. Go to them. They'll give you a good deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't drive my bike right now down the 385. We'll see in about a week. So we're thinking. So right now you're 14 days from pre-rally. So if you're coming on the 27th, and actual rally is 19 days. So we're thinking about 7 to 10 days. We'll take the bike down there and we'll ride on the 385 and show you the whole video of the whole road. And then we'll talk about it and we'll tell you what we think about it and what's going on.
How bad it is.
Yeah.
Or if it's okay.
I think if you're driving your truck, you're pulling your trailer, or you're driving a car, I think you'll be fine even now. But they're already saying except for rally, during the rally, they do no construction in the state of South Dakota. They have an ordinance against that, unless a bridge falls down or something they have to do. But typically, all construction stops during bike week. From the 2nd to the 11th, there'll be no construction going on. But up to that point, they are trying to resurface the road and do a bunch of stuff on that 385. They got a whole nother year to get. By the time we come out next year, that section will be done, and then they'll be ready to start on the next 20-mile section or whatever it is. So keep an eye out, and we'll keep you up. Like I say, we're not going to go now.
Because it seems like it's been a long time since they did the one end, and now they're doing 6, 7 years later. They're doing the other end. So I don't think they've done the middle. I don't know.
I don't know why. I thought they were going to do the whole thing, and they've got the next 2 or 4 years. They're only doing like a 40-mile stretch. So I don't really know what they're doing unless. See, we're not all in the same county. This is Meade County. When you get to Rapid City,
It's
is-
Pennington County.
And then down there could even be another
It's
county. I don't
Lawrence
know what
County.
it's in.
Down by Deadwood is Lawrence County.
So you got all these different counties to where they may have different funding for the road, and that's why it's not all getting done at once. I don't know.
That could be, it's a county thing versus a state thing.
Yes, very possible.
And the roads out here are truly amazing. Yes, they are. Nemo Road has been completed. Nice, really nice now. That's what Chip says.
Yep, we rode on that the other day.
Yep.
It was all nicely asphalted now, and they didn't have all the permanent lines on it. They had some temporary lines on there. So yeah, we rode that last week.
And we did Spearfish.
So we've done a bunch of different rides. We've been riding around a lot. Just a lot of it has just been on a lot of different roads. But most of the roads have been in pretty good shape, which is when we went to Laconia, I couldn't believe how bad the roads were. They were so lumpy and everything. You try to go around the corner, your bike just bounces off the road. And they're like, well, it snows here. Well, it snows in South Dakota too, but it doesn't, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to say you have more snow there than here.
Can you see the bike? No, I think our truck's in the way.
Yeah.
The
Bike's
bike is
down
going by.
Can you see out the window? There it is. See, we're across the street from the bar. Oasis. Karaoke during Bike Week.
Maybe one night we all can come up here and do karaoke.
So
Gotta
we're
get up here
thinking
early.
about, which we haven't gone over to the raceway yet. We're thinking about having a day maybe, Happy Hoyle, racing, mountain climbing and stuff. Have a,
Jack Pine Gypsy.
yep, have a Bob and Tam day. So we're gonna go over and talk to them, hopefully next week sometime and get that all ironed out, get all the dates and all the stuff that's going to go on. Monkey says it's really expensive, but I can't believe it's that expensive. I don't know. His video came up the other day and he was talking about stuff. And I said,
Maybe if you order your tickets early, we can give discount
for what?
for them to go
I don't know
to.
if they have online order.
Hmm,
You just pay when you come through the gate.
no, I don't know. Infrastructure.
Don't know.
Pretty much.
So this year we want to do that. We're going to spend some time there because I want to film it and do stuff because we need to support them because just like the strip out here, it's gone. Nobody is going to take over that strip. Drag racing, motorcycle racing on the straightaway out here is gone. It's never coming back. So here's one last chance. Pappy Hoyle's been offered millions and millions of dollars for the property to make a subdivision out of it. One of these days you're going to come out here and it's going to be gone and you're going to go, what happened to it? Well, how often did you go to the race? You know, just like us, we've gone to a couple of the pre-rally races, but we've never been out there during the rally to support them. So this year we definitely want to do that because I'm afraid of the same thing. Maybe one day they won't be
We're
there.
going to come out here one year and there's going to be no more Jack Pine Gypsies. So I don't get this. Do you hear about the 2 road workers digging holes on and filling holes up? Bikers asked, what are you doing? We're planting trees. But Bob, that puts trees in a hole, is sick today. I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke and I'm
I
not
think
getting
it's
it.
a joke.
I don't get it. Sorry, Tim. I'm probably not saying it right. That's where we ran into Scooty Tramp Scotter last year at pre-rally time.
Where?
I don't know. We always run into him at the Pizza Ranch.
Yep. 2 to 40 there because it's $9.99.
What the
You get
heck?
a drink. So check it out. That's what we eat too. We
You
eat there
got
a couple
15
times.
minutes left.
Oh, 15 more minutes.
So do you want a tea or not?
Yes, I'm still thirsty. Thirsty. Take your microphone off. If she ain't over there talking to you. It gets confusing. So if you got any more questions about Sturgis, let us know. Please share our videos with your friends and family. We need to push our channel. We're hoping that this year for Sturgis is going to be a big year for us. We actually have some sponsors who we're talking to now for next year. We're hoping to, the way it's going to work is if we don't get sponsors, we're not going to the East Coast. So right now we have about 5 people that said by the time they get to Sturgis here, they're going to sponsor us. So we should do really well next year to be able to cover at least all the rallies we've done this year. We're always looking for new sponsors. If somebody says, hey, I want you to come to Ohio Bike Week, we'll set you up, we'll fix you up and get you all going. We'll be there. But the problem we run into is a couple of things. Is like Daytona, for instance. Daytona, we can get motorcycles supposed to be from corporate. So we should be fine there. The airplane tickets, like, aren't the worst. If we order way ahead, it's not too bad. I'm trying not to sneeze. I think I made it. And so we're looking at that. It's just for us, the miles that I'm putting on my truck, the time that we spend there, we want to start doing our veteran bikes. And I think if we start doing some work in the shop and working on bikes and doing stuff, buying bikes, showing you how we go out and get them, if they're being donated, all this kind of different stuff, will help out. I got that little Ranger truck now that we bought before we ever left. It's got a trailer hitch on it and stuff, so I can, if I get a small trailer, I can pull motorcycles and stuff around it and get a lot better gas mileage than the big truck. Uh, we're still going to come to Sturgis and do the same thing, but next year we may even be here in May. Be here by Memorial Day weekend and spend the whole summer here from May to Labor Day. We'll see how it all goes. We don't know yet, but that's one of the things. I love it here. There's just so much stuff going on every weekend. Wednesday night, they got bands down here. You go on Friday, they over Spearfish. They've got bands going on in the city. It's all free to hear. They got all kinds. There's so much stuff going on out in Deadwood. Out there at the big fancy casino they out there. They got George Thorogood's coming. They got a whole bunch of bands coming this year, and they're reasonable price. Like, just like I say, down here they're gonna have Little Texas, and it's only like $25 to get in. So it's not a bad price, and it's this reminds me a lot when we lived in Missouri, to where we had all this. A little town just has a lot of things that community things, and they do a lot of community stuff here in the Black Hills. There's just so much stuff to do. It can keep you busy, and they say even during the winter there's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm not interested in being here in the winter, but the summer, yeah, it's only got 100-degree weather here for a couple of days. 3 days ain't gonna kill you. We've been in the truck. We haven't taken the bikes out since last week. So she wanted to go riding Tuesday, maybe. It's supposed to cool down a little bit. So today's Sunday. So tomorrow, I don't know. Oh, we got to go talk to the Indian dealers. So a lot of times when we got a lot of interviews set up, we'll drag the truck. I got on my tripod and all that stuff. I don't have to fold everything up and squeeze it all in the bike. So makes it a little easier, but we've put a lot more miles on the truck. I've already put, just since we've been here, I think I'm pushing about 1,500 miles on the truck and about 500 miles on the motorcycle already. So probably the motorcycle will have 1,500 to 2,000 miles before we leave. Once we get a little closer here in probably the next week or so, we'll be on the bike all the time, because we still got a lot of places to go out and check out and things like that yet, to give you previews of things that are going to be going on. Plus, a lot of these places we're still going to go back and talk to before it all happens. The Iron Horse, we're still waiting for them. They finally started. Somebody showed up this last week, and they're starting to clean the back up today. And a couple days last week, I seen some people back there doing some work, but they're just cleaning it up. They're not even ready to even start putting new banners up and do all that kind of stuff. Billy from Twisted Tees here. We've seen him last night. He's in town. So we'll be doing some stuff with him. So a lot of neat stuff's going on. And but what's is funny for us is we see so many people. Could be at Walmart and Spearfish, or we're across town and we're here, or we're there. And we seen the chief the other day. We were at the Sturgis brewery down here. The chief was down there, and he called us out. I was more shocked that he knew my name versus anything else. So it was pretty just impressive that people would still remember us. When we went out to the Boar's Nest, the little girl there, that's the manager, the daughter of the guy that owns it, she remembered us from 2 or 3 years ago. We were out there when they first bought it, and because last year we didn't do anything because we did the buffalo chip all year long. So we're still doing stuff with the buffalo chip. We're just going back now to give you the great information that we've always done. That's why we just need to get this pushed out, because the more people that watch our videos, especially when they first come out, even if you're not available, just click on and let it play. Because what that does is it lets YouTube know, hey, people are watching it. Let's push it. Let's push it. Well, that's how we do it. Once it starts getting, video starts going out, once we start hitting 10,000 and more views off of it, then YouTube's going to be pushing it, and anybody that types in Sturgis will start popping up. So there's a lot of people putting videos.
Rowan wants to come out there, and he said,
oh my gosh.
he wants, and we could do some Australia riding. Depends on how much compensation I get from the court cases. I hope you're okay, Rowan. Back to the 80s next week. That'll be nice. I know that's what I was thinking. Tuesday, maybe, if anybody's out here, or you're going to be out here by Tuesday.
She wants right out to Custer, and I don't know which way we're going to go yet. I don't know. We haven't looked at the map.
Oh, there you go, Chip. Tell Sally.
So she's thinking Tuesday, maybe go do that. But I want to get back out and do some more riding because we just haven't done a whole lot of riding since we've been here. We've done Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, we've done all the main roads around here. But some of them, we got to go back out to Nemo. We haven't been able to do the branding iron out there. When we were out there the last time, he wasn't
And then
there.
there's a guy that does adventure bikes, and I promised him, I said, I didn't forget about you. His name's Nathan, and it's Alpine Adventures. And I told him we'd come out there and at least talk to him.
He wanted me to go take one off road. And I'm like, no, my luck, I'll break a leg.
Talk to him. You don't have to take the bike off road. Everything in Australia is deadly and venomous. I want to see a kangaroo.
You seen
Maybe
kangaroo?
a koala bear.
No
snakes. I know I did hold a kangaroo.
I found the picture the other day. It's right here in Sturgis.
Oh my gosh, that was probably one of the best days of my life. I love kangaroos. I know, the guy was like, oh my gosh, there's a baby kangaroo. The lady was carrying it. And I said, can I hold it? And she's like, for $1. And I'm like, give her $1, give her $1. Give me the kangaroo.
So, but we've seen them. We've seen them down there when we went to Florida. They had them in a pen, though.
Oh, we got to pet them at Mindy's house.
Oh, yeah.
The kangaroos. They had them all in a pen. They were just laying there. You just walk up and pet them.
That's right. They were laying down.
Oh.
You got to pet their head.
Pet their butt. That's what, every time you go to a wild animal place, that's what they say. Well, you can pet them, but just pet the
I think they do that
butt.
in case they snap at you or something. I'm assuming why they do that. We've held baby lions and stuff. And actually, back at the MGM in Las Vegas, many, many years ago, probably 30, 40 years ago, we held the baby lions that used to be at the MGM. You can actually go out to preserves in Las Vegas and see those same lions today.
Yeah, probably the baby one that we petted is now over there in that preserve.
Pretty old now.
Yep. Probably you're unforgettable, especially if the Tam is with you. Oh, I guess because they were saying because the chief recognized you.
She wasn't there. Okay. She was over there yakking to somebody else, and
I was at the table talking to the people we went with.
On my way to the bathroom, and somebody yelled, "Bob!" Well, you know how many people's names Bob? A lot of times I turn around and I'm like, "Okay, I don't see nobody." Well, I turned around and Chief had a ball cap on, and I kind of looked at him and I kind of turned. I got to the bathroom. That's where I was heading. Mission to the bathroom. So as I was going in the bathroom, I was thinking to myself, I said, that kind of looks like the chief. So when I came back out, I kind of strolled up to him and said hi to him and stuff. It's like, you probably didn't know who I was. I said, well, you were down in incognito there. You had a regular hat on instead of a police hat.
He had a baseball hat. He usually doesn't have a hat on, I don't think.
I don't know. But he's a really nice guy. Them and the Ormond Beach chief, those are two of our favorite chiefs that we have. They're really nice guys, and they're not out here to harass you and scold you and stuff. And he'll talk about it, that he gives a variance to his police officers if they feel that unless you're breaking a real law, that
like you're speeding or passing when you're not supposed to.
He gives it the relationship to where if they want to write you a ticket, or if they want to give you just a warning, if they want to write up a warning, it's up to it's up to them what they do. And so pretty much I've seen it here.
So it all depends, I think, on the person's attitude they pull over.
What you do. We watch live PD all the time, and you see these stupid people that are fiddling with their car, digging for their phone while the cops walk.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing? I don't have to get out of my car. You don't have the right to ask me for my license. And it's like, well,
what you was the other night we watched.
Argue with the police.
We watched, it must have been Friday night. We were watching it here because we don't usually get it. Because we're traveling, we don't usually get. We usually just don't watch because the time change. We're still watching Arizona TV. So right now we're back in the mountain time. So we're watching stuff at the same time as we would at home. So it makes it really nice to where we can watch live PD. And that's what said. This cop pulled. It was in Daytona. Pulled this guy over. Well, he's up in the car the whole time, just kind of moving around, all kinds of. And she's like,
"Well, he kept saying he wanted to."
Well, he opened the door too. He opened the door. Well, what happened was the windows. First, she pulled him over for two reasons: one, her headlight was out, and two, the windows were too dark. Couldn't see in the car. So she made him open the door and talk to her. He goes, well, "I want to roll the window down now. I want to close the door." And she said, "No." And then he's still moving around. She goes, "Why don't you just get out of the car? Why? Why'd you pull me over? She already told you." Well,
and she said he kept grabbing for his gear shift. I don't know if it was on the floor or on the strip. And
I was still running.
And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he says, I'm reaching for my gear shift. I'm reaching, but I don't know. It might have been on the floorboard. I don't know. And she was like, "Just get out of the car." And she's like, "What are you doing?"
And the whole time the cop was talking to him, he's still freaking out and everything. And so he wouldn't let him search the car. So they had to wait for the dog to show up. So the dog went around the car. Well, the dog didn't find nothing. They went around 3 or 4 times. The dog didn't find nothing. They ended up letting the guy go. This wrote him a warning for his headlight, and he needs to scrape his windows. But they, some places we've been, like in California, they take the razor blade and they clean your window right off if it's too dark. So they didn't even do that.
Minnie and James never got pulled over.
Yeah, So the cop worked, and we've seen it here too, is you cannot have an open container here unless you have one of their cups that it has Sturgis written on the side of it. You cannot have an open cup on Main Street during the rally.
And FYI, if you have one from last year, bring it. You can use the same cup over.
Yeah, the cup
Save your $10.
Cup doesn't change. So you can do that, but if you, which we were right there on we were actually doing a live at Loud American last year, and there was 3 kids, well, they were old enough to drink, had beers in their hand, cans, and the cop told them, and so the cop made them stand at the gutter and dump them out, and then walk over and throw them in the trash can, and he just gave them a verbal warning, said, hey, but it is, you cannot have an open container on Main Street or anywhere in Sturgis. It's not. Now you can go to Hewlett. Hewlett allows open container. I found that out the other day. So there, you don't have to buy a stupid cup. You don't have to ask permission. Doesn't matter what you're drinking.
Monday, on the 5th, we're going to have a meet and greet. Thursday, I don't know if we really have anything planned on Thursday.
I have to look at the bike shows and stuff and see what's going on.
But yeah.
Oh, it's a military appreciation day.
No, that's Tuesday. Thursday is out of the chip. Well, that's in the evening. We don't have any really rides planned that day. He said he's going to be here on the 2nd. He wanted to know whether the rides we might be doing.
The 2nd is Friday.
Stay informed. I know he will be out here on the 2nd. He knows about your ride on Wednesday. Do you have anything planned Monday the 5th or Thursday the 8th? That was his question.
Well, she's supposed to write all this stuff down, which I've told her a couple times now. You need to start writing all this stuff down.
It's in my phone.
All right, well, then look at it and see what's written down.
I don't think there's anything for what Thursday.
Yeah, look at all the bike shows and see which ones we want to make sure.
Oh, I hope I didn't just do that. I didn't. I thought I deleted myself.
So just a lot of things. And so we haven't got everything planned out yet. There's still things that are happening that we don't know about. Concert wise, I don't know what we're going to go, what we're going to hear, what we're going to see.
I don't have anything down for the 8th. And Monday is just supposed to be our meet and greet. So
I don't know. Maybe we'll do a ride after the meet and greet. Maybe we'll go down like a road or something. Go out to Nemo Bar because they're gonna have food at the campground, but I don't know.
They're gonna have a food truck.
Yeah, he's gonna have a food truck, but he hasn't said who the guy is, so I don't know what kind of food they're gonna have. Somebody local is gonna come out and do it.
So our prayers go out to the families that either lost their lives yesterday or got hurt, and to President Trump too. So SJS has said he's going to have a special on tonight.
And it's a bad time in America. We actually were going to reach out to somebody. We have some really exciting news we can't talk about yet. That I wanted to film it yesterday, and he freaked out when I did get it filmed, but I'm not going to show it. But we'll talk about it at another time. If you come out to Sturgis, we'll be happy to tell you the story that we have. But it's a political story. So it's something about President Trump and something that somebody's done for him. And we were going to make some phone calls next week to make something happen because of some of the people that we know. And now we got to kind of push that back because if we call these people, they can't call the Trump family and talk to them about doing this to help this other guy out. So we got to kind of forget.
You might have to wait till after the
RNC.
Yes, that thing.
And so we'll be a little behind, which is fine. But I mean, we do know some stuff. I can't get you to any president or anything. I got no poll. I'm nobody. But we do know some people that know some people that know some people. And this is very important what this guy has done. And we'll talk about it.
And he was this close to getting it done. And
Secret Service screwed him up.
So that's a whole lot.
We actually, I don't want to say we knew that there was going to be a shooting yesterday, but we were told
the security was lax.
That the probability was really good right now for this to happen. And this happened in Vegas. So just from Vegas to this one, yesterday, we heard some issues that were going on with Secret Service and all this, that when this happened, we were shocked, but not totally surprised because we both looked at each other and said, we just was talking about this about 4 hours ago before the shooting happened. Well, actually 3 hours before it happened. We were out in the town and we were eating when it came up on TV. And it's like, we don't know anything, but what we heard and some of this may come out and you may know the whole story anyway. We don't know this guy that did it. We don't know nothing about that guy. We didn't know it was going to happen, but the probability was
higher now than it's ever been before due
And so
to some
if
circumstances.
I was President Trump right now, I would hire my own SWAT team.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would not rely on Secret Service to take care of me. Just FYI. So if you're listening, President Trump, there's my advice. You got the money, get your own security team.
Yeah.
And
People you can trust.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's all the political we're going to get to today. So, because we have all kinds of different formats here, and we're not typically a political thing. And
Channel. No.
oh, we did hear today, Bud Light's coming out with a new can for the Sturgis rally.
How about that?
It's got a real girl on the can in a halter top.
A real
Maybe it's
girl?
a bikini. I don't know what the other person was, but this will actually be a can you can buy special edition at the rally.
Didn't we buy some Harley cans last year? Was it Budweiser that had the Harley cans? They were orange and black Budweiser cans. You don't remember that? We bought
Only cans I
a
remember.
12-pack or a 6-pack. We bought them. I don't think it said 84th or 83rd, but they were Harley cans.
I bought the ones a long time ago out at Devil's Tower.
Yeah, we got that. This
6-pack
was last year.
Maybe, I don't know. Could be at home somewhere. Done.
Probably, hopefully they're not cans because he had some cans that
No,
were
it was soda cans. Soda cans
know.
that ate the bottom of the cans out.
in the
Yes, in
cabinet,
the soda. This is
In the
Pepsi, not even
pantry.
Coke. Yeah.
in the pantry, and I had to clean all that syrup up, all that stuff.
That's why I don't drink a lot of soda. I've been drinking way too much soda since I've been here.
Yes,
They got crappy tea. Well, this is fresh food tea here. So it's
I'll
pretty
have to. It's probably black tea. It's
Yeah,
still going to
probably.
hurt your stomach. I've got some which I bought a couple of years ago. They're cold brew
good.
tea bags, and I thought, well, just get water. Oh, it's whatever. Bikini Bud, about time. That was Budweiser, not Bud Light.
It was Bud Light. It was on Sturgis page today. It was a Bud Light can. It's got a girl on it. And it's going to say special edition. It's going to be introduced during the Sturgis rally.
Yeah, last year Baggers Life said it was HD limited edition Budweiser cans.
Maybe we did.
See,
buy it.
I'm pretty sure we bought them. I'm going to have to protest Bud Light now. Naked girls on a can.
Not
I will
naked.
not
A
stand
bikini
for it.
girl. I think she got a bikini on. I just seen the picture today on my phone. It's right here. I can't show you.
A
But
bit
go,
late.
go to the City
Bud
of
Light,
Sturgis
senior
page and
recovery.
look on there. I
Where's your
think that's where I seen it at, is on the City of Sturgis page. It showed Budweiser, the Bud Light can. It's a tall can too. And the girls,
16 ounces or
Yeah.
something.
and they said they were going to introduce it during this year's bike week.
What were those ones called? The 40?
Yeah, those are the,
Oh,
that's a bottle 40.
no, what were
Colt 44.
what did they always drink out of the paper bag?
Colt 44.
Yeah, but it was, what did they call it?
40. It's a 40 ounce.
40,
That's,
oh.
But that's a bottle. 40 ouncer.
I just-
We live in
Where
St.
we
Louis.
used to live. Oh, your premiere's coming up.
No premiere tonight.
We're
Sorry.
live instead.
That's right. Almost 6 o'clock. We're almost done.
And I want to apologize for the other night. One night, I guess we were talking about the premiere, and then it was only 10, 15 minutes away, and then we decided to go take a shower. And then we come back, and I'm like, oh crap, my phone was going off. I said, we missed the premiere. So I think I got on the last couple minutes, but we took a shower. And
Sometimes it happens where I'm in the middle of editing or something like that. She's got an alarm on now to where it rings every single day. So we're not
I don't
doing,
miss it.
we're not doing Saturday videos because it seems like a lot of you guys will go back during the week and watch Saturday videos. Last week's videos during Saturday. So we've gotten some really, so I'm kind of leaving Saturday as a freebie day. And then Sunday, of course, we do our lives.
So JP says we need actual proof it's a girl.
Maybe I'll contact Budweiser.
40 ounce, Bob knows. Colt 45 malt liquor.
There you
Yep,
go.
that's what it was.
We'll,
That
we'll check with
the brothers used.
We'll
Right.
find out who we, just a tease here. We can talk to them, but they don't know nothing about Bud Light. So I'm trying to think if we know anybody around here I'll talk to Rod and see who the beer
Distributor is.
The beer distributor is supposed to be coming to,
Out of
I do
America.
tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
Remember he said that's
Oh,
why he's
yeah.
not going back to the auction.
We talked to it was during COVID. Remember, we talked to the beer distributor. I think it was out at Full Throttle because we said we had heard that there
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
going to be any beer available for the rally. And he says, if we have to bring it in Dixie cups, there will be beer for the rally.
Because the problem was it wasn't the beer, it was the cans.
Doug
Yeah, I
Kevin
don't know
told me
who that
it was
was.
the brown bag bottle. I don't know what it was. I just know
I remember you
where we used to live, they used to go in the convenience store.
It was Colt 44.
Well, somebody said they heard it was Mad Dog 2020. brown
No,
paper
that's
bags.
the hard stuff there. But yeah, the boys over there in St. Louis drank that.
East St. Louis.
We won't say what color they were. Nobody say I'm racist. But
Nope.
we lived in that area. So
Yep.
I'm surprised that that's why when the monkey always talks about St. Louis and stuff, and I just really wonder how long he lived in St. Louis
I pray.
because he doesn't seem to really. We lived our whole life there, from babies till
I was born in East St. Louis.
but our whole life we pretty much went to all of our school, high school, and everything before we moved away. Then we moved back for a while. Then we moved away again, and then we never went back. We didn't go back anymore. But St. Louis actually around the stadium there, they really built
That's
this.
pretty cool.
It got a lot better than it was, but you don't go any further than that. But yeah, it's nothing like it used to be. Even our town, we used to have one of the oldest McDonald's in Belleville, and it'd been around there for probably since the 50s. And
since we were little kids,
they closed it up.
The Steak and Shake I originally started working at, that's gone.
A long time. The McDonald's, I didn't think McDonald's would ever close up.
There used to be a place called Mr. Donut. That's gone. That's been gone a long time too.
CMC stereo.
Yeah, that's how, it was all right there.
All that's gone. Ain't nothing there.
I
think Aldi's is still there.
No, I don't think Aldi's there anymore either.
The Ghetto now. The Ghetto. That's where my mom used to live. In the Ghetto.
Well, and then the movie theater, the BAC movie theater, that's torn down.
It got voted the #1 drive-in movie.
That was Skyview Drive-In.
Yeah, that's still there.
The #1 movie theater in the United States is in Belleville, Illinois.
Yeah, it was voted last year.
Don't go there.
Carry a gun if you go to the movie theater.
Yep. Spent a lot of nights there. Showing some age, Samuel MD 2020. Phew, those were the days. That is goodness. I love her. I don't know who that is.
I started drinking, what you talked about from the channel before, when I was probably 14, 15, something like that. One of my friends had a sister that was older. She was a senior in high school. She used to get the little Miller ponies, and we'd drink them. Sit in the back seat. Little Millers. Throwing the bottles out the window.
Littering. You were littering.
Broke the glass. It just shattered it.
So you rip people's tires up. We drank the Oli beer. That was the first beer we drank, was Oli.
And we went to Michelob. We drank Michelob. And then we drank Busch beer for a long time. That was a St. Louis beer. And then I drank Bud Light for a while.
Bud Light Lime.
Yeah, Bud Light Lime. I like that. I drank that for a while. And then I went to Michelob Ultra. I went back and forth. Then drank. Pretty much now I prefer, if I was drinking a beer, we drink Dos Equis with limes in them. And that's probably, but we like them really cold. That's when we were down there.
Ice cold.
In Myrtle Beach, we always get the Dos Equis down there and have 4 or 5.
Twin Peaks.
That's about the most time we ever drink is we go down there when the beer's like, that's why I always get those small mugs. Because it's like,
they always say, you want the curly mugs.
No, I want a cold mug. That's what I want. I want a cold.
I want it cold, and I want it cold while I'm drinking my last drink.
Yeah. And I'm happy to pay for the extras. They used to have, when we used to live in Missouri, we used to call them a urinal. They used to have the pitcher, and they had this little plastic thing they put in the middle that packed full of ice. We used to call it a urinal.
It looked like a urinal.
It was a miniature urinal for a baby.
And they would put it in the pitcher, and then that way your beer stayed cold.
Yeah.
That was in the bars back in Missouri.
Yeah. So when we used to play the bars, we used to DJ and karaoke.
This was the beer when I was in high school in the 70s. That's right. XM Biker. That's what we used to drink.
That would drink
Busch beer.
Yep. Head for the mountains. That's before Coors came out with the mountains.
I guess.
Mountains ain't blue, don't drink it. Didn't know that. You know that Coors beer, that if the beer is really cold, proper temperature, the mountains actually turn blue in the can.
I hate that when the bottle feels cold, and then when you drink it, it's warm inside.
Full throttle saloon. We first used to go out there when they were at the old place before it burnt down. You get the beer and it's ice cold. Yeah, popped it up and it's warm inside. Because they just threw it in the ice and the bottle got cold. But it hadn't got inside the glass yet. That's one of the things I don't like about Rally, because it's just like here at the Buffalo. A lot of these places, the Buffalo Chips, Full Throttle Saloon, One Eye Jacks, all these places, it'll get to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something. They're taking warm beer, throwing it in there and throwing ice on top of it. They don't keep it in a cooler to where they throw it in there, or they should be icing them up the night before. That way you get that beer to be ice cold. But they don't want that because they don't leave anybody out there, so they would steal it. So they drain all that water out, take all the beer out of it, or they let the beer, like Full Throttle, lets the beer sit warm, and then they throw the ice back on top of it, and then the poor beer at the bottom is sweating down there at the bottom, and then you get stuck with that. Which is, like I said, if it ain't a cold beer, I don't want it.
No, we're not big beer drinkers to start with.
I gotta have cold beer.
Strawberry wine, Boone's Farm.
That's what she used to drink in high school.
That, yep, that was good stuff.
It's
I
like,
got my that should be nice and cold too. My rhubarb wine from the Prairie Berry Farms. That's it's up in the freezer, so it's nice and ice cold. I thought of that the other day about getting it out and taking a drink. Why not? I was going to take it up there to the bar, but I didn't think they'd appreciate that. I brought my own liquor with me.
In the bathroom, you can start getting ready.
All
We'll
right.
wrap it up in a few minutes when I come back.
Case of crap for $5. My grandpa used to drink Schlitz or Falstaff, and he'd always put
Then my
salt in it.
employees that I used to have when I had my shop, they used to drink Milwaukee's Best.
That was
That was
Virgil.
water in a can.
Virgil used to drink that. My taste buds refined themselves Michelob. Now it's Starbucks Frappuccino Mocha Iced Coffee. Yeah, I know. Once I started getting hangovers, I quit drinking alcohol. It was like, this is no fun. I bet Tim was a handful. I get to be a real happy drunk, and then I'm asleep. So it lasts about this long. It's like, I'm out. I can only drink cold beer. Otherwise, it's just JD. Yeah, what is it, Germany? They drink warm beer. That's like, they don't like it cold. And it's like, oh, I've drank some dark beer. That was not a good experience. I'm back. Any Green Springs apricot splash. Never had that. Another thing we used to drink for a while was apple puckers. The schnapps. That was pretty good. My daughter cannot drink that anymore. Bubba was the homestag. Yep. Belleville Pea Water. Let's see exactly what they used to call it. Went right through Richland Creek. So yeah, no fun. Home brewed is awesome, and you don't get hangovers. Oh, really? We've gone to breweries and stuff before. I don't know. As I said, we're not big beer drinkers, so I don't really like the taste. I never did. Although all the guys I used to hang out with, because it was Bob and all his buddies, I could drink them all under the table because I never had a hangover. But as I said, I drink and drink and drink and drink. I get really, really happy, and then I fall asleep. That's the way I rolled from whenever I started drinking on. That's just the way it went. I would drink, get happy, and fall asleep.
Yep. But you could ask her any questions when she was drunk, and
He
she
says that.
would always answer yes and no. So I knew a lot of things. All the guys, she hung out with all my buddies. So she was like a little sister to most of them. And so everybody come around and ask her all the questions. And back in the day,
Long time ago.
when she was a teeny bopper,
Yep.
50 years ago.
Yep.
Darn near.
Yeah, it was. I'd been 14, 50 years ago. So anyway, are you done?
Almost. Let me finish my drink.
All right. Organic home brew, Tim and Bob, you and yourself will love it. I don't know.
We dropped under 100. We're down to 96. We're doing pretty much every time I looked at it, about 105 or more.
Yep.
There. So not too bad. And we do appreciate everybody coming on.
And don't forget, any place that you go that you've heard from on our channel, make sure you tell them Bob and Tab sent you, because we're trying to get some sponsorships. And as long as they know that we're getting the word out for that particular product, that helps us.
And we don't ever, which most of you know us, we would never recommend anything that we
wouldn't do ourselves.
So most of the products that I look at is Sinister Sound is actually going to be installing my radio and all the stuff that's on my bike. Do work. Joey at All About Customs, he did the handlebars and stuff. He does stuff. Fairing Exchange does our inner fairing and did a bunch of work on my bike and stuff there. Rick Rack does some stuff, did our shocks and different things like that. So most of the people and most of the stuff that we've gotten, I paid money for. There's a few things that we now have gotten comp for, but it's all the only things that I've been comp for, which is the stereo, which is Rockford Fosgate, and you can't go wrong with Rockford Fosgate. That's who puts in all the new Harley radios, but it's not the same. You can't buy the Rockford Fosgate that comes in the new motorcycles from Rockford Fosgate. You have to buy, if you want to replace your speaker or something like that, you have to go to Harley Davidson because they're making things to their specification. So the stuff that you buy at the rally from the Rockford Fosgate booth is the better quality, higher quality, which anything comes standard on a vehicle usually isn't, which it was. Our stereo, I had the CBO boom box, and it was pretty good for quite a while. But it was just getting to the point where the
Well, the
speakers,
speakers kept
you
crackling.
start, the weather gets to them, the heat gets to them, all that kind of. We're out in 118 to 130 degrees out where we're at now in Arizona. So usually the bike's sitting out there in the garage, so it's getting that temperature and all that. So I'm really happy with that. The gauges that we got, the digital gauges, I got comped on those. Those are the best. I wish I would have spent money back when I had my '01. I would have put the gauges in. They are so, I guess every day I learn something new about what they're telling me on my bike. Just gives you all that great information. But yet, anything 23 and older, the new bikes are already digital, and a lot of that information is already up on the new bikes. But on the
So the
older
information has been in the bike all
the
these
computer.
years, but you had no access to
You
get
had
it
to have a
out.
scan tool to be able to get in there and see what's in there. So those are the only things we, other than my lift, we have in the shop. Other than that, that's everything else I paid for. My shocks on my bike, lights, headlights, all the parts we put on her bike from JP Cycles, we paid for all that. Sometimes they give us a discount, but other than that, I'm still paying 90% of the 80 to 90% of the price. We're still paying. A couple of things I bought, I actually could have got cheaper if I would have went directly to the manufacturer. So just FYI. So my reason we did that is because I wanted to make sure that that there's different. There's a whole bunch of people, which we don't do anymore. We did a few items like that, but I'm not pushing this crap people are selling on Amazon and all this junk that's out here. Because if I'm not going to use anybody's name, but hey, somebody gives me some free slip-ons to put on my bike. Well, yeah, I'm going to talk really good about them because they were free. But if I would have had to spend $400 or $500 or $1,000 for them, I might not be bragging around and showing them. Plus, making 10% or 25%, I'm making off of everybody that comes in the link and clicks. Well, you notice our links, we don't have anything that to buy a Rockford Fosgate speakers, to buy uh, the digital gauges. I have no link for that. We tell you where to go. We have no link for that. So we're not making any money off of any of the products that we suggest or recommend to people. Okay, now we're looking at some sponsorships, but our sponsorships are very inexpensive. It's mainly to pay for our airline tickets, possibly some hotels in some certain circumstances that we can't get some boarding from somebody.
Or bike rentals.
Yeah, or maybe possibly bike rentals. So we're still negotiating on some of that stuff. We're hoping in Panama City, one of the dealers will let me take the bike from their dealership over to there, which I'm hoping he will, being it's a used bike. Because when the truck is at a dealership, they paid for it. So when the truck's not there, then you're not. But in Panama City, we might get a bike. It might be. Yeah, because you're on your own. That's not escorted. That Panama City might be.
You'll have to talk
You'll
to.
have to talk to Harley when they get here. So it might be
Oh
covered in
yeah, that
Panama
girl
City.
was down there. Natalie was down
Yeah.
there.
So we might
So
be
it was
covered.
a.
So Leesburg, we think we're going to get it from the dealership there. Daytona, we should be able to get it from Myrtle Beach. Is the only place right now. It looks like we're going to have trouble getting a bike. We have no relationship with the dealership. If you're in Panama City, you have a relationship with this dealership. We're not looking for a new bike. We just need a used ultra classic, something with a tour pack on the back. We can put our cameras and gear and stuff in it to where we can get around and do our job. And so we think in Myrtle Beach, I think we've got a condo we can stay in. We hope to. And I've got to call and see when that can be booked. And then we can stay in there and be able to cover the rally. But we'll only be there for one full week and that's it. So we won't be able to.
Samuel wanted to know, we're not big foodie people. We're very plain Jane. He wanted to know the best gourmet place to eat in Sturgis. There really is no gourmet food in Sturgis. I don't know. I don't think.
What is it considered gourmet?
I don't know.
Restaurant?
I'm assuming so.
Well, it's possible if you get out to Deadwood, like at the
Yes.
Legends. They when we were at the Legends and also at that
Franklin Hotel.
No, what's that other restaurant that we just looked at the casino that had that LGT or whatever it was, that steakhouse next to Marco's?
Oh, Flint. Flight.
They
FLYT.
had really fancy. Their steaks weren't the cheapest in the world. That might be. I didn't look at everything on the menu. That's coming out on Tuesday. I showed that video, the menu there. But we'll ask around. Go up and ask the girl at the bar. Take your microphone off.
Sorry about that, David. David and Mary Beth. David said he's been under the weather. A couple people had said that.
I think something's going around. Larry from Bug Slide.
He got one like I think we had.
Him and his wife are down this week because we were going to go riding yesterday to Custer, and I really didn't want to go with 100-degree weather. but she ended up talking to Larry, and then well, of course Hewlett called and said we could come out. They wanted to, it was a good time to go talk to them. So we thought, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. It's done that way. And the girl's laughing over here. So if there's any gourmet, there's a lot of steak. There's some good steak places. Like somebody told us about a steak house that's out in BEL. I think it's in Wyoming, across the border over there. So it's before you get to Sundance. We haven't gone to that yet. We were by there yesterday, and I wanted to get to the dealership because they got all the bikes under the tent. They even got 300 bikes they can't get under the tent. They got so many freaking bikes. 4 more trucks are on their way in, bringing more bikes. So if you're interested in a bike, good time to buy. I don't know if their tax goes up or not here. August 1st. Sale tax doubles almost. It's like 4 or something now. It'll be 9.5 or something during the rally. She just laughed.
She said it's a bar town.
A bar town. It's a steak town.
She said if she wants to go get a nice dinner, she goes down to One-Eyed Jack's and gets ribs. She said they've got the best ribs.
There you go. So
she said maybe
I was thinking maybe
Rapid City
or Deadwood.
Well,
we'll ask around. That'll be something we can put on the thing. We can call the chamber, and I don't know if Doug would know any fancy restaurants. His wife might know. Works at the school and stuff. They might have fancy. But probably, you're probably more likely Rapid City.
The thing that this town is known for are these steak tips.
Yeah.
And we always thought it was only at Loud America.
Yeah, everybody's got it.
Everybody's famous for their try our famous steak tips. Try our famous steak tips. Try our famous steak tips.
I think Loud American was the original.
That's what I think.
That's what we were
Knuckles
always
says
told.
they do. I think
Everybody does.
Iron Horse does. Somebody told us on here tonight, I got to try Side Hacks cheese curds. I call them cheese curds, but
we ate over the other day, and it was pretty good. What did I have? You had chicken strips, didn't you? Or did I have?
No, you had chicken strips. I had the soup.
Pretty good.
The soup was really good too.
So we have it. That's all.
Chicken and
we
rice.
had just a bad experience, not with the owner that has it now. The owners that had it before. We'd gone in there and it was like, we're not eating here. It was just really.
Don't ask Larry from Bug's Life.
Yeah.
What do you think the side?
It went out as fast as it went in. It came right back.
Came in
out.
one end and went out the other.
At both ends.
So and then his wife didn't have a good experience either. So anyway.
So, but
Samuel says steak tips with mashed taters. That sounds eat in. There you go. Good eating.
And
he's the one that asked.
But I don't know what. Well, probably during the rally, the only one that's going to have mashed potatoes is probably going to be the knuckle, because they said they're going to keep it roast beef, and that comes with mashed potatoes. Most of these other restaurants really don't have mashed potatoes. They usually have fries and tater tots and onion rings, things like that. But
I don't have tater tots during.
Yeah, I think none of them, they said there's fries or nothing. Everything they use them because it could be millions of people show up. It won't be, but that's what they think. And if they're only selling like 4 things on the menu, it's easier for them to
keep all that in stock.
And then that's junk they're going to sell anyway. After we all leave, in the next year, they'll get rid of it before next rally. And,
Nova Scotia in the house. How about that? Well, that's what happened. It must have been a week before rally last year, and we went down to Loud America and we wanted the tater tots, and that's what they said. Nope, that was our last order. We're all out. We won't have any more until after the rally. So once they run, they'll order it up until a certain point, and then once they run out, they quit serving it.
Like here, almost every restaurant right now has tater tots. Very seldom. Well, we had to eat at Applebee's. They only had fries.
Yeah.
They didn't have no tater tots. But they're a fast chain, so you wouldn't think that anyway. But Iron Horse, all these different places along here that we've ate has all had tater tots, which is kind of nice because it's something you don't get very often. And I'm not an onion eater or spicy fries.
Okay, Tom. We're thinking about maybe Tuesday doing a ride. I don't know if we've got each other's number, but email us when you get to town, and maybe Tuesday you can ride out to Custer with us and go to the Purple Pie shop and get chicken pot pie.
They have sandwiches and all kinds of stuff. You can go on their menu and you can see all the different stuff that they have. We're probably going to leave earlier though. Probably by 9 or 10 o'clock we'll be on the road. I haven't really looked at the map to see which way, if we're just going to go down the 90, hit the 79 and shoot across that way, or if we're going to go through the back way and get to it. I don't know yet. Well, I haven't really looked at the map yet. Because usually we just don't go to Custer for nothing at all. Usually we're in Custer because we went to Custer State Park. Usually that's when we do the loop over there and check that out. So we already did that, but we didn't eat there. And then we get back and everybody says, you should have went there.
Well, we ate at that bakery, Bun
Yeah, that was
Bakery,
really
or
good,
that
too. I
was
like
good. But yeah, I want to try because they got ice cream and they got pie. I bet you. I don't know. Everybody says it's a great place to go, so we'll check it out for you and let you know.
Another reason to go to Custer.
So nobody said nothing about our side-by-side adventure.
Yeah. Well, a couple people
Devil's
said on the
Castle.
video they did, but
I
not.
know, but nobody today.
But that was pretty fun. I would, if I lived here, I would definitely own one. But you have to have something which they have a bunch of apps you can download. You can put it on these things. You can put it on your phone and it puts it on the screen and you can see it and all that. If I was the only problem I've seen so far, which we didn't have any problem that day, right, is most of these roads are one lanes. So if you've seen somebody coming at you, I don't know how far you'd have to back up to be able to pull over.
Because one side there's usually so much brush you can't get through, and the other side was drop off on part of it.
Or it was trees.
So I don't know.
Like I said, we didn't really see anybody on the whole time we were out riding. We didn't see anybody on any of the trails when we were on. We've seen people. We passed people on the highway and the roads.
On the roads.
And
on the major roads.
yeah, but
Not up in the trails.
yeah.
There goes that Tig again.
He's your buddy.
Searching for us.
Probably. He's got a radio station trying to get it going. And he probably seen the truck out there. He's like, they're out here someplace. I'm going to find them yet. We're like, bye, we got to go. Got an appointment.
Anyway,
Gotta get it. Oh, she closed
she
it.
said that she closes at 7. I told her we'd be out by then. So
Oh, yeah, we can go.
it's it's 6:30.
Holy Jennifer Jupiter's Batman. We've been on a long time.
Up 2 hours and 25
Yeah,
minutes.
still got 92. Didn't lose anybody in this last
Yeah, we
30
did.
minutes.
A couple of people said goodbye. Greg, what's Greg say? Hello from Michigan. Hey, Michigan.
Oh,
Great
another
video.
thing
I've
which we
learned
didn't
so much.
talk about is the buffalo chip on Saturday night. We'll be there for a while. Oh, geez, Saturday is crazy. They're having bare knuckle fighting.
Okay.
And this is going to be crazy. It's like, I think it's really great that they're bringing this to Sturgis. They used to have bare knuckle fighting at the Knuckle years ago, way long ago.
We
It
didn't
was
even
all
know it.
amateurs.
And we were standing right
Well,
there.
we've seen it one night. The last year they
Hey,
had it,
Nicole.
we've seen it. But this is like professional people. This is all like, which he brought it up when Greg that works at the Buffalo Chip, he's the one that's kind of pushing to have this done. And he's kind of like the old anyway, which was loose.
Any which way but you can.
No,
Any which way but loose.
But with Clint Eastwood in it, when that time when he fought that tank guy was actually one of the guys that used to do bare knuckle fighting. Well, they're trying to bring this all back now. It's actually, we've seen it on cable the other night. And so it's going to be at there. If you've got a pass to get in for a camping pass, you get in free. You can see the fights. But if you want to sit in any of the rows around the fight, I think it's like 5 or 6 rows back, that it's going to be all VIP seating. You have to pay for a seat to sit in there. What the price is, I have no idea. But if you want to see something like that, they've got 9 rounds for sure, and there could be 14 total. They've got the featherweight girls
Strawweight
that they're going to have during that time, so that's kind of neat. The girls, if you go on their web, that's what Chip's been pushing. But they're having guys fight too. There's a bunch of guys that are going to be coming in and fighting, and you might even see a local girl from Rapid City maybe coming in and fighting too. So that'd be kind of neat. And, it's bare knuckle. When we watch it on TV. The first one we watched made it to a round and a half. They do 5 rounds, 2-minute rounds. And the next fight we seen, the guy didn't even make it halfway through the round. He didn't make it a minute before he got clubbed.
Right turn, Clyde. Yep. It's like,
and this guy just hit that guy a couple times, bleeding out of his head. And he never knocked him out, but he had no idea where he was at. He was gone.
It was in Nana Land.
Yeah. And so they called the fight and gave it to the other guy. We only watched 2 fights the other night. It came up on some network. I was shipping through the cable on our.
He says, "Look, it has its own network."
Yeah, look, we get this channel somehow.
Yeah, the fights aren't long, 2, maybe 3 minutes.
But it's brutal, and there's a lot of blood and all that stuff there. And so the Chips wanting to do videos with us. We've done a couple of videos, but
they didn't like the way it turned out.
I didn't like it either. It was staged. And the Chips person that does it wanted it done a certain way, and ended up being Greg. That's one of the guys that works there forever. He didn't like the way it was. I didn't like it either. So I heard him through a video. We're supposed to meet with him sometime this week, and they want to redo it. Well, I want to do one where we just sit at the bar and talk about it. And I think that would be a lot easier than what they're trying to do is set this up.
So Craig, you're the one that rode on the 385. Tell everybody what you thought of it.
Yeah.
He just got on. He said they just got home.
Okay. So I think they drove the truck on there, but he drove on it the other day or today or yesterday.
Probably yesterday.
And so I got the pictures and stuff came up from 385, and you can see them. So
But a lot of people, we've had about 10 people ask about the 385 since we've been on tonight.
So I'm going to wait about 7 to 10 days before we go out and check it out loud. Because I think, to me, the pictures that I seen looks like the road is just like they just dumped a bunch of gravel down and they just rolled over it. And so it's probably, I don't know, would you recommend a motorcycle right now to ride on it?
Confirmation of your recommendations for food. Very good. We did a video on restaurants.
Is he asking, or is he saying that the video that we already put out was good?
Confirmation of your recommendations for food. Very good. I guess that was the video we did.
Yeah. So we try to review all the time. Like sometimes when we show you like the video, I think I have the video Tuesday shows twice that we ate. We didn't eat that same twice in the same day. One was the day before and one was from that day. And we just put them in the same day. So don't think that that we went from one restaurant to another restaurant to another restaurant and ate. Those were different days. We probably have different colored shirts on. We don't have the same clothes on. We switch between meals. And
well, what we're trying to do, I think we're just going to get some Bob and Tim shirts, and we're just going to always wear those. So then that way, if we do something, it looks like we're always.
I ordered new shirts, and once you guys see these during the rally, they'll be able to be ordered off of our website. You can go to not on our website, but on the YouTube page. You can go down there and buy shirts. I put a few on there, but I haven't put the new ones that I'm going to be wearing. So as soon as the rally starts, because my shirts won't get here till Monday of pre-rally, I guess, that Monday. My shirts come. I got 8 shirts that I'm wearing. They're all the same design, just different colors. And I'm going to wear one of them pretty much every day. I'll have one of those shirts on. And that's going to be our new logo shirts. She's not getting any new shirts. She's going to wear the one she already has. And I might at the Buffalo Chip. I might end up wearing my Buffalo Chip shirt and that I had made last year. But we got the new logo on the back and a new logo on the front. We're not changing anything on the videos. They all stay the same. I tried to put the new thing on it, but it's over here.
Yeah.
That's still our main logo. I was going to put the new one on, and it kind of looked stupid, the cartoon one, and I decided not to do that. So it's more of the stickers that we give away, and on the new shirts I'm having those put on. So
that's why we've gained so much weight. We ate all that food in one day.
But we've been eating a lot of great places. Some of the places we've been eating repetitively, like down here at Loud American, every Sunday I have the steak tips. Every Sunday. And they've been overall pretty good. I wouldn't say they're 100% because every once in a while I get a little bristly piece in, but overall I've been very pleased. Last year they weren't very good. This year they're doing a lot better job. I've been really happy with it. The knuckle, we've ate roast beef there probably 4 or 5 times now. We've had the roast beef sandwich. I've had hamburgers just about all different places. One Eye Jacks we've only ate once, and over at Side Hacks we've only ate once. So we'll try to hit both of those too. Maybe we'll try the ribs.
So Craig said that 385, very rough. If you go slow, it's doable. It's going to take a long time to finish it. There you go. That's a guy that's actually rode on the 385 since they've redone it.
So there you go. But like I say, in about 7 to 10 days, we will take the bike out there and I will check it out. And we'll give you, maybe I'll ride the whole distance and we'll put it all on video and you can watch us however long it takes. If it takes an hour to ride the 20 miles, it takes 10 minutes to ride it. And then we'll talk about it and tell you what we think. But like I say, if you're not, anything's possible. You can ride down a creek bed if you need to,
which he has done.
So it's not, I'm not really afraid of rocks. I have not this bike. One of my very first bike I had, not my first bike, my 750 Honda I slid in rocks. She slid in rocks at a stop sign, came up and you try to make a turn and hit it, brakes and across the chat. And so
Pat? Say hello.
But I do.
Hello, Pat.
I don't have a fear of riding in rocks, but of course you just got to be. I'm cautious. A little more cautious with her on the bike versus me by myself on the bike, because you just have when you're just one person, the bike's a little lighter. When you put 2 people on, you put the luggage on there. If you're coming,
because he has a load when I'm on it.
Well, I have a load. Everything's more. It's more weight than I had when you're on your bike yourself. And then same thing with you put stuff on your luggage rack. People don't realize that when you put that bag on back of your tour pack, how much more unbalanced that bike is. And I definitely see it, especially because usually most of the time I stand my bike up, put the kickstand up, and she gets on the bike. But once in a while, she'll sit on the bike and I'll get off. And then I go pump gas or whatever, come back. And then with that luggage on the back and the bike's full of stuff and then trying to pull it back up and get it level again, it's just, there's a lot of weight there. where especially you see it more when you're driving really slow. But I mean, on the highway, you can't tell no difference. But I noticed that when I put a bag on the back.
Just
That
says
it's
don't drop
top
our
heavy.
cam.
It's top heavy on the back when you put a bag on there. So we try not to put as much weight as we have in the past. In the past, we probably put 50 pounds in that bag, but now we don't try to put as much. We have the Rick Rack bag I love. So when we use that, we put more lighter stuff in there. So it's just not as heavy as, because really they say it's, I think it's 10 pounds.
10 pounds is
Is
the
all you
limit.
can put on a luggage rack. I had no idea, and I looked in the owner's manual, and that was true. So heck, the damn bag probably weighs 5 pounds. Put another 5 in.
Pack very light.
You can't really put much of nothing in there. Strap your leather jacket to the back of it. You're lucky.
Mm,
Some leather jackets might weigh more than 10 pounds.
probably.
So yeah, so you just don't know. But we're always here to give you great information, advice. If you have any questions, you can always email us. You can always, and like I say, these comments, I don't go back and look at lives, but if you put it down in the regular comments, like after this is over, the regular comments come up and you can type in there and I see all those. I have 3 that I need to still answer. 2 of them are places that they recommended us to go stop and eat. And one is we did a video and he wanted to know where that road was that we came out on. And I have no idea. We've kind of gone back and forth. And so I
It's
need to
one
go
of the
back,
two.
I
I
need to go
think
back
it's
and look at the clips because they're all in a row. So I can go back and see where we pulled in at and see what highway it was. Then we kind of, she thinks what it is.
it's either South Rockville Road or Playhouse Road, I think. I don't
Because
know
I don't
for
think
sure.
it's, I don't think we pulled out onto Iron Horse or yeah,
Iron Mountain.
Mountain Road, because Iron Mountain Road doesn't have stripes on it. And this we pull out on and it's got markings on the road. So
So we could have been on Rockville Road and turned onto that Playhouse Road. I don't
could
know.
be. So we'll have to look at that. So those are the only 3 comments I have not answered. So sometimes if you don't say anything, I just put thanks for watching or thanks for, but sometimes people say, hey, we want to do this and this and this. And I'll just say, hey, it sounds good. Put it on your plan. Contact us. Hey, I'll be
So if you
there.
guys are coming out, want to get in hold of us, here's our email. I don't know. I can't point to that. There you go.
And then what we do is we'll send you can send us your phone number in there, and then we'll text you back our number, which is a 605 number. It's a Sturgis number. And then you text us if you want to talk to us. Then we can call you. If we get the text, we can call you back, things like that. We're not looking to just chat with people on the phone. We're looking more to meet up with you, to do a ride, or if you want to meet us somewhere. Now, the only thing we do is we always remind people every year of the rally. We cannot meet you anywhere. So that's the way it works. I've had too many people that would say, oh, we're out of Spearfish Canyon now. Can you come out to the lodge? No, we're downtown Sturgis. We're doing stuff here. I cannot come out there. We already been there, done that.
Or then they'll say, we're down at Sturgis now. It's like, well, we're out at full throttle. It's like, I don't know.
So we're happy to tell you guys, and I try to do my best on Facebook to kind of show you where we're at.
I want to know what you think about a trike.
I wouldn't own a trike, but that doesn't mean you should own a trike. Which my whole
No, that's what he said. He said, you ever think about a trike or not interested?
No. No, I have no interest in driving a trike. I've rode a motorcycle since I've had a mini bike since I was 10 or 12. Then I got a motorcycle at 14. And I've pretty much owned a motorcycle ever since now. Very seldom. If I didn't have a bike, for a couple of years, I didn't have a bike. Well, actually, most of the time I had a bike sitting at home, but I just didn't ride it because we had the kids. But a few years I didn't have a bike. I had friends that had bikes and I rode their bikes. So I pretty much have rode bikes my whole life. To get on a trike, she's got a convertible at home. I bought her back in 2003. It's a 2002. Well, it's 2002, but we bought it in 2003. It was a year old when we got it. Mustang convertible, V6. And it's worth nothing. It's got no real value on it. There's nothing wrong with the car. It's just in the garage. We drive it every now and then. I need to put tires on it because they're 12 years old?
12 years old. When I went up to get them aired up, he says, you need to go air up them tires. So I went up to Discount America and they said, wow, these tires are in pretty good shape, but they're 10 years old or 12 years old, whatever they said.
So we're new tires. So we really just drive around.
Don't drive on them.
So I want to get it fixed because I'd like to take it into Vegas. So we'll probably get some new tires on when we get home. But to me, driving that Mustang with the top down, windows down, is like riding that trike. That's how much fun I have on it. So I might as well stay riding in the convertible with the top down and enjoy that. The part of the riding a motorcycle, I like to lead in the curves. I like to have fun with the bike. I can't do that with a trike. You can't. Yes, there's been people that can ride a trike and they can do 80 miles around the turn. How they do it, I don't know. But I wouldn't do that on a trike. I just don't
flip over.
Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable on them. You can own it. That's great. I don't have a problem with anybody that owns a trike. Uh, if you want to buy a Can-Am, you want to buy a Spider, any of those, that stuff like that, that's more power to you. Same thing with these side-by-sides. I can't see spending $40,000-$50,000 for a side-by-side where I could spend $20,000 and get a really nice older Jeep and drive it around instead. But that's me. But if I lived here, it might be feasible to have a 2 or 4 seater side-by-side. I wouldn't buy a new one. I definitely maybe consider it a used one. But we don't live here, so I probably never going to buy one. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I used to love going off road and doing stuff. I had a dirt bike. I'm not a dirt bike guy. When I was 14 years old, I drove on the street. My dad put plates on the bike thinking he wanted to ride the bike. And I went out on the trails and whoop, right on the trails, right on the road.
Oh, and you used to have 4x4 trucks. You went mudding a few times.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't get to do any of that anymore. So getting out of here, we didn't get a lot of mud. I mean, I slid it around a couple times and stuff like that. And it kind of brought back some of those memories from 40, 50 years ago. And like in high school days, we used to do skeeching too, if anybody knows what that is.
Don't try that at home.
It's a lot of fun doing that. You didn't do as much as we did.
I'm upgrading my Honda 7cc custom chopper. Just kidding.
And I want to work on my chopper and stuff, and I want to do some stuff with that, and we'll see how that goes. If it ends up being that I don't really enjoy riding that thing, I'll probably get rid of that too. Let me maybe get something different. So I don't know. I bought that chopper for content, and I'm gonna tear some of it apart, do some work on it. I'm not gonna do like the Monkey Man did, all his work he done on his bike and stuff. But you see a lot of that stuff like that when you do so much work on that stuff. It's never right. We went down to OCC Choppers this year, and his bike broke down again in the parade. And it's 3 years in a row his bike broke down. Well, that's a problem when you make custom stuff. When you're using everything custom, you're trying to make things work. It's never going to be right because you're not an engineer. You didn't have a blueprint. So you're taking stuff from other bikes and you're making this work. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna put it on this frame, and the frame's not stock. It's an aftermarket frame, and somebody else made that. And just trying to get all the stuff. I think his Sportster, the Monkey had, I think he got rid of that. I don't know if he still got it or not. But I mean, he don't talk about it anymore. So I'm assuming maybe he's got it, maybe he don't. I don't know. I don't watch the channel. We were on this live the other night a little while. And
it's hard doing what we do to watch everybody else we used to watch because we don't have enough time.
Yeah. And because it is what it is. And we just kind of look at him to see where he's going to be. We have, if any of you know Nomadic Fanatic, he's coming out this year. I won't tell you where he's staying at or nothing. He's kind of just like people know all of his business. But he's going to be coming out. And he'll be doing some stuff with us, do some rides and stuff with us too. If you are his fan, you might get to meet him with us. If you're one of his fans. He's been around a while too. I think he's got about 300,000 subscribers. I mean, he's been doing it like 12, 14 years. He's one of the original YouTubers. Some people like him, some people don't. We've been watching him off and on. We got to finally meet him 2 years ago in Daytona. And he's got a Harley now. And that's kind of why he wanted to kind of get with us, because he didn't know anything about the biker community. He didn't know where you could park, and can I park my bike on the street? How do you put your bike on the sidewalk? How does all that work? And so he kind of hung out with us for a day, and we kind of showed him how things work. And he's not really a biker yet, but he's learning. He's doing some riding and stuff like that. And
I think he might have had bikes in the past, but just not.
He had a Honda before. I think he had a Honda before.
It was called a Rebel. It was Betty the Rebel or something. He names all his stuff.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah. And that's a truck. He named Snowball or something, or Iceman or something. I don't know.
Frosty,
that's it. Because it's white and it's got cold air in it. And so he's going to be out here. So there'll be another YouTuber that you'll get to meet.
Oh yeah, Sunday will be the content creators at the trip at Camp Zero, not up there at the Big Engine Bar.
So Camp Zero is which we haven't done that video yet either. Is the road next to the Buffalo Chip, the asphalt road? It's called Alkaline. You go down that road there. And then once you pass the road to the right where you would go in the back way of the Buffalo Chip, you look to the left and there's a driveway there and there's a big sign that says Buffalo Chip.
That's Camp Zero.
That's where the swap meet's going to be. That's free to go to that. It's also free to go to our meet and greet that we're going to have on Sunday.
Not just us, it's going to be a bunch
It's
of
an
YouTubers,
influencer. It's kind of the same one they had last year.
content creator.
And, you know, Adam Sandoval will be there. We'll be there. Monkey's not going to be there. He's always got crap going on that day. He doesn't get to show up. But this Nomadic
Badgers will be there.
The Badgers, her two wheels, that Vicky, what's her name?
Highway Vixen.
Highway Vixen. She'll be there. Some of these other guys, G. Ratham, Harley Frank, and there's a whole bunch of other people that are there. I'm probably forgetting some.
Their lives will probably be there.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that are going to be there. So it's a really cool way to
see everybody at one time.
They asked us last year what we thought about it. One, I said last year got screwed up because they had the bike show and it rained and they brought everybody inside. So it was so crowded. Well, now they're going to do it down there at Camp Zero. I'm not real fond of Camp Zero. It's kind of a dump. And the bar we're having it in, they were going to do some work to it, and I don't think it's going to happen. Got a rock floor and stuff in it. They're going to do mini bike races through the bar, and it's kind of like we did last year. Slow races and all different stuff. They're going to have a bunch of games and stuff to do, but it'll be more people that are content creators and people that want to meet content creators. We'll be there by ourselves. We probably won't have a lot of people interacting with us, outside people, which we had last year, which really made it bad because it was just a mess. It's hard to find a place to sit because all the bike people that were there for the bike show had been grabbed all the seats and stuff. So it's kind of a mess.
And it was raining that day. That was one of the days it
would have been
rained.
better. I would have rather had it up at the bar, and I would have rather had them close the side off. Just put some tape up and said, hey, this is for the contender group. This is for their fans, and that's it. And that's what I like. But it's Buffalo Chip doing it. Let them do it and see how this turns out. They promised us that we're going to do all this work to this barn down there, and I don't think they're going to do nothing. We went down the other day, and
they're going to put a bar in it. I don't think it had a bar in it.
I think the bar's there, but it's still got the big old giant rock floor in it and stuff. And there's really no place to sit, and so it's like
we can bring our own little chairs. We got some little chairs.
Well, so
yes, you can. You can't fly into Sturgis, but you can fly into Rapid City, Jeff.
It's not cheap.
It's a little airport.
What we did when we flew here, which we didn't fly during the rally, we flew in October where they have a wrap-up show that the city tells you what they did. So we flew into Denver. It was cheaper for us to fly into Denver and rent a car for a week than it was to fly into Rapid City and out. And it's about a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive or something.
Five and a half.
It's all back roads you ride to get here. I mean, it was fine. We did it in October. And it was an all right.
Got some snow flurries here and there.
But I mean, I saved money versus flying into Rapid City. Rapid City, they said it.
Allegiance
is supposed to start flying in here, but see, they fly goofy days.
You can only fly in this day, and you have to fly out that day. So you either have to stay either 3 or 4 days or 2 weeks.
What I would do if I was going to fly here with Allegiance, I would find a place where I could ship all my stuff to. Like I was going to have it shipped to the Buffalo Chip, or I'm having it shipped to Kathmandu, and they okay it because they charge you $65 to $75 for each suitcase. If you're on Allegiance, they charge you for everything. Well, you could probably ship the stuff out here cheaper and have a return label to put back on it. They ship it back. I know the Buffalo Chip does it. Kathmandu does it. There's probably other ones, Kickstands. Probably a lot of these other campgrounds will do that too. Just check with them and see which ones will do stuff like that. If you're renting a trailer, if you've got a cabin, I don't know if any of the motels will do anything like that or not.
They might.
They might. You never know until you ask. But if I was going to fly Allegiant, but what you might end up doing is either having a short week that you stay,
or a longer
stay in 2 weeks. So you might fly in on a Thursday and you can't fly out till Friday next week, or and if you wanted to stay for the whole rally, you'd have to stay another week.
Well, it depends on where you're coming from too, because I think Vegas was Tuesdays and Thursdays they flew in and out.
Yeah. So see, I wouldn't want to fly in on Tuesday and leave on Thursday already. I'd want to stay the next week and stay till Thursday. So I'd want to come in pre-rally, come in that Tuesday, be here for the pre-rally on Wednesday, stay, and then leave Thursday of the rally.
Dirt spot.
Right.
He said he'll fly in and find a dirt spot and take a dirt nap.
You can. And you can also call out there to, if you have haul bikes, bring your bike out. They bring them to Rapid City at the Best Western, and we're going to show you where that's at. And we're going to meet up with them during the rally this year. We're trying to get them as a sponsor. And I don't know if it'll happen or not, but we're going to try.
We got to wrap it up too.
We got to wrap it up. Wrap it.
Wrap it up. Oh, and it's only got 15% battery. You got to go.
Ding dong.
Say pating.
Pating to who?
The nation.
Yep, I'm going to drink.
Yep, so that means we got to go because she's wanting to leave and our battery's dying.
All right. So
thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We love all you guys. Share us with your family and friends. At the rate we're going with subscribers, we might get up to 30,000, which would be awesome. But we need those views too. So share us with your family and friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. Be safe if you're coming out here. We'll see you when you get here. And we'll see you on the next video.
There you go. Pretty exciting. Great times. Got a lot of great videos coming out. Police Chiefs on Monday. Tuesday, we got a video showing you the new monkey sign out here. Gas Monkey's got a couple new signs up. I'm going to show you that. Show you a little. I didn't show you the peeking looking in the window, but we show you that. We actually seen some. We've seen a longhorn sheep.
Yep, we did. We saw it in some turkeys.
Yep, some turkeys.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
So you get to see them. The video didn't turn out so good on the turkeys, but the sheep turned out pretty good. And so I got that to show you. Some full throttle stuff to show you there. I'm working on a video right now of two of the best rides in the Sturgis area that anybody can do these rides. And the last one is very exciting ride if you do it right. So that'll be kind of neat. That'll be coming out next week. We got a bunch of stuff on this Buffalo Chip. We've got their rides. We're got a video to come out with that, show you their 3 rides that they're putting on. We've got the Buffalo Chips bike shows. They've got like 12 or 14 bike shows going to be going on. Cam's going to be in the Evo show.
Yep.
She'll probably win something because they're giving away like $35,000 worth of stuff. She already got a free shirt coming.
Yep.
She signed up with the first 100 people got a free.
Yep. This one's probably
not a Dixon shirt, but another shirt.
Mint.
Yep. So we got that coming. So that's pretty neat. So if you want to join the Evo, you got an Evo. If not, you'll see Tam's bike there. And maybe you get to vote on it. You can vote on her bike.
There you go.
And so, yeah, that'll be it. So with that, we'll see you all later.
Bye.
The next video will be out on tomorrow night, and then we'll have one every night. And then we'll have our live again next Sunday. And I don't know where we'll be, depending on the temperature.
There you go.
And everybody stop by today.
Nope. Say goodnight, John Boy.
You're John Boy.